lawyer, I like to look after my staff. Like remembering birthdays and making sure we don't run out of tea bags.
We will have a bed, please, Sam.
I'm also responsible for the really important things too, like providing a workplace pension. There's no saying what's on the radio.
Even if you only employ one person, you have to provide a workplace pension. It's the law. Get to know your responsibilities with help from the pension regulator.
Right, who do you want where?
So Katie there, you sit there, Catherine, because you sink below that camera.
Katie's even smaller than I am. There's your papers.
Thank you, mate. Just give me a couple of minutes just to set all this stuff up. Yeah, thank you, Katie. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I know we've flirted with this idea for a while on Twitter. I'm shit at organising things, and then I think I've asked Kath to be the responsible adult, and I haven't. So.
Well, I think it just came down to me actually saying to Catherine a few times, "Shall I come?"
You can come in any time you want.
Well, you can see the top of my head.
There you
go. Oh, yeah.
And of course, you know me as the man who goes on to the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy. Walking my dog,
Thank you.
that makes me happy.
Feel a bit tired tonight.
What were you up to today?
I was doing some vox pops in Oxford for a channel called Vintage TV and asking people, what's your favourite song?
I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful
No, I
parts of the
got
world
paid. I
and
think I'm
having a
getting
wonderful
paid.
time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. That and rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List. Talk radio with Skoda. Driven by something different.
I'm promoting my financial well-being.
I did that show and I think I got 200 quid for doing that.
Talk radio on the hour news headlines.
Good evening, I'm Lisa O'Sullivan. Polls have closed after local elections in England. More than 4,000 council seats are being contested, with every council seat in London up for grabs. There's uncertainty over the future running of Kensington and Chelsea. It's been Conservative run since 1964. That could change following anger over the handling of the Grenfell Tower disaster. There's still confusion over when Donald Trump became aware that money had been paid by his lawyer to buy the silence of a porn star threatening to go public over an alleged affair. The US president says he only found out a couple of weeks ago, although it seems he'd been reimbursing his legal counsel before then. Mr. Trump insists the payment did not come from election campaign funds. The White House spokesperson Sarah Huckabee Sanders is also under fire from the media about what she knew and when.
You said on March 7th there was no knowledge of any payment from the president.
Yeah, there's all this.
Denied all these allegations. Were you lying to us at the time?
The president has denied and continues to deny the underlying claim. And again, I've given the best information I had at the time.
More than 8,000 people have now called a special helpline after more than 500,000 women missed routine breast cancer checkups. Yesterday, it emerged that 270 women in England may have had their lives cut short because they missed early diagnosis. The trial has started of two teenagers who are accused of planning to copy the Columbine massacre at their school in North Yorkshire. The prosecution alleges the pair, who deny conspiracy to murder, hero-worshipped the American students who killed 12 classmates and a teacher in 1999. The organisation behind the American film industry's Oscars has expelled actor Bill Cosby.
Oh, I recognise him.
Yes.
I've read a thing about him. Yeah.
The Academy has recently revised its standards of conduct. Talk radio weather, patchy rain and drizzle edging southeastwards overnight, with Friday set to see plenty of sunny spells.
And it doesn't say anything miraculous.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee. Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio on air and off the leash. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Now you're asking a question, Katie. Literally, as the red lights have gone. That's fine. Catherine, can you hack onto the Wi-Fi for Katie Puckrik?
Yeah. Well,
can you do that?
I'm just trying to stay connected to, the deep thrusting heart of all life.
Well, you mean Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You cannot let go. You cannot let go of Twitter. Katherine Boyle is here.
Yeah.
Sorry? What is this? This is the worst start to a show. Just because your mate's here. Don't start with... Yeah. What is that?
You're interrupting us. You and your little show.
Katherine Boyle's here, yeah?
Yeah, I am.
I'm here every night.
I am. So
Katie Puckrik said, how do I get on the internet? Guys.
I'm just trying to give, I want to provide correct information, not alternative facts.
Now, Katie, you have a very unique service provided for you when you come on this show. The Katherine Boyle taxi cab. No other guest is picked up. I think Katherine may have a slight crush on you. That's fine.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
No other guest gets this.
Really?
But when you
no other guest lives around the corner and gets refused by cabs.
Don't give away the location of where celebrities live.
The listeners will be furiously triangulating.
It'll be like hunting the golden rabbit again. Anyone? Just me?
It was found around the corner from my house.
Well, there's a coincidence.
Did you give it a lift?
What was it called, the golden rabbit?
The golden hair.
Oh yeah, that was it. It was a big thing in the 80s.
There was a treasure? Or it was the treasure?
It was the treasure.
It was a gold?
And there was a book of pictures and puzzles, and you had to solve the pictures and puzzles.
Yeah.
And then you could find it. It became like a worldwide thing, before the internet, obviously.
Yeah.
But I heard a programme about it on Radio 4.
They found it at Amtel Park.
Did they... Okay, again, did they...
Sorry.
What? Right, when you go and pick her up, do you stop off at like an offie and neck a few? Do you go and have a little joint in the back of your car?
What happens in the Mini, it stays in the...
It doesn't, it spills into the studio.
Yeah.
If you know anything about this golden hair, to 0344 499 1000. Both... Right, it's like I'm with my kids. Right.
There's nothing going on this screen.
Yeah, you don't need that anymore.
I'm worried that you're
Close
messaging each other.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
such a twat. I agree, but I have to work with you.
I would tell you that to your
Close that and
face.
just open it whatever you want.
Okay.
No, right. It's like I've got my kids here, guys. We've had enough screen time. It's time to have a conversation. Remember that?
I'm here.
0344 499 1000 if you want to join in. Katie Puckrik is here. You'll have seen her on the telly. You've heard her on the radio. You will have possibly read her blog about scents.
Yeah, that's right. Perfume smells filthy and fine. All of them.
I got a double hug because you liked my Prada.
I went in for a stereophonic sniff.
But here's the thing, because I want one that just smells. I've had to start putting a lot of it on to have any impact.
Yeah, but that's to do with you becoming acclimatized to the smell. So basically, you're going to turn into one of those little old ladies that have a stank problem. I can smell it just fine. You can smell it just fine, but you can't because your nose gets used to it.
So do I need to alternate aftershaves?
Yeah, exactly that. You need to trick your nose. You need to sneak up on your nostrils so they don't suspect what you're going to be laying on them next. It's just one of those biological things. When we were cave people, we needed to be alert to smells of perhaps predators who were peeing, dinosaurs peeing on our local boulders, so we needed to know that was happening and to look lively. And but then if it was a friendly dinosaur and you recognize the smell of the dinosaur pee, you'd think, I can relax, and then you wouldn't notice it anymore.
You can have your computer open if you want. I don't mind. Right, let me ask you about one word, an American word.
Oh no, not that one.
Yeah, because I want to know if it's real or not.
Okay.
And then we'll chat.
Okay. This is. I consider this chatting already, though.
Okay. Well, this is just warm up.
Foreplay.
Chat. You wait till we get onto the serial killer stuff. Well.
Okay.
Now, taint.
Yeah, taint. Mm-hmm.
You know what a taint is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a thing.
Of course it is.
You're talking about the perineal strip.
Yes, I'm talking about that. Yes, the rarest of all strips. Yes,
the perineum. Taint. It's taint. Yeah, it's.
And does it come from taint one thing or the other?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's not your back bottom. It's not your front bottom. It's the twixt bottom.
Twixt?
They should have called it a Twix.
We're fascinated with taint.
That would be a Chaucerian take on a taint.
We're fascinated with it. For years I watched a sketch on a show called Mr. Show.
Yeah.
And it's about taint, and I just thought it was a funny word, but then recently I saw it again, I thought, oh, I think I know what that is now. Isn't that lovely?
It's not
lovely
that
word.
highbrow, is it?
No. Welcome to the show.
It makes perfect sense, though, doesn't it?
So hang on. So why are you here? You're upset that you can't find a boyfriend? Is that what this is about? Basically?
Yeah.
I
like how
you. Plea.
My dating plea. Well, no, I just had a realization. I like how you just like stomp all over the punchline, but
and also sensitive.
Yeah, you're really handling me with kid gloves.
Okay, Catherine, you step in here because I'm feeling a tension.
Yeah, no, I like it. I don't mind attention because it's better than what I've been experiencing up until now, which is nothing. So it's the absence of nothingness. I'm all for that. No, I was just reading recently. I don't know if any of you news hounds have been following developments in serial killer news, but in America, a famous California serial killer has just been apprehended after the case had gone cold for years and years and years. Yeah. And he's been dubbed the Golden State Killer, and he's a very bad man, and he broke into people's homes and raped women and killed people willy-nilly, and he was ruthless and brutal and very, very clever. It turned out he used to be a cop, so he knew all the kind of insider tricks of the trade. And but he aged out of the system because it turns out once he hit 40, well, you can't really club people to death or manhandle them the way you used to, and certainly with not the same zesty enjoyment. So he kind of went under the radar.
He wanted a career change.
I think he loved his work, but he felt like he just couldn't execute the maneuvers as well as he used to. So he ended up getting married. He had 3 little girls, adorable little girls. So that's kind of adjustment. Like I really wish I could bludgeon them to death, but I guess I'm their dad now. There's a sort of a tension there. Talk about your tension. And for whatever reason, maybe he wasn't the most pleasant of fellows, but he ended up getting a divorce from his wife. They didn't know at the time he was a serial killer. I have to make that clear. But when I was reading about this case, and then you know how it is when you're on the internet and there's a link to for more serial killers, and then before you know it, you are a dark person with a blackened soul, and you can never meld with humanity ever again. Anyway, that's what happened to me this week. And so I was reading about Ted Bundy, who's another. He's a Hall of Fame serial killer, and he's all kinds of messed up 6 ways to Sunday, and he's dead now. But the thing about him that struck me was, okay, he got caught, he was in jail, and then the ladies loved Ted Bundy. Then he was like, oh, he's just a misunderstood bad boy. So that's when I was thinking, wait a minute, serial killer in prison, Ted Bundy, for instance, getting the girls, marriage proposals, people want to, try to understand him. And I'm thinking, I can't get a date. What am I, why is a serial killer more successful in their love life than me? Why?
They're very focused.
Yes.
I wonder if are you focused?
I'm focused, but not to the extent of staking out somebody's, a target's house. Yeah. I'm not going to stake, but this is after, the serial killer's in jail. And then, in the case of Ted Bundy, there was one lady who was sure that he was innocent, and she was spending all of her money to, make sure that he got a fair retrial, et cetera, et cetera. And then when he actually confessed and said, yeah, I did actually have sex with all those dead people that I killed, then she was horrified and then really appalled that he'd already linked up with a lawyer who was making a play for him. So he was getting fought over.
He was fighting them off.
Yeah, he was fighting them off. So what is going on, everybody?
This is all about the dark triad. Do you know about this?
Tell me about the dark triad.
The dark triad, right? Psychological terms. The 3 are psychopathy, Machiavellism, and there's another one, narcissism, right?
Here we go.
It's catnip for women.
They like a confident man.
Because the reason behind it is, it's like your ultimate psychopath apparently is very kind of charming and stuff, even though they don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, they don't care, no.
But because they are confident, they are like you said, they can control the situation. And,
Yeah.
And apparently, what it comes down to is it's like this primal thing in women that is the guy who's going to take care of them. That's the guy that's going to fertilise them and not care, but he's the one that they want.
Right.
Is this like an extension of the bad boy thing?
Yeah,
that we always heard about as young men
Yeah.
get women like bad boys.
It's the
and
dark
you go around
triad.
being a gentleman and they wouldn't be interested. But if you're a bad boy,
I like a kind man, though.
who kills and rapes corpses, or
I don't want someone who has carnal knowledge of dead limbs. No, I don't want to. That's, call me old-fashioned, but no to that.
The Yorkshire Ripper's always getting attention. Not Stuart Sutcliffe. Stuart Sutcliffe. No, Stuart Sutcliffe was in the Beatles. Stuart Sutcliffe was the bass player in the Beatles
And
before
as
Paul
far as we know,
McCartney.
didn't kill anyone.
And he's fine. His track record is clean as a whistle.
Well, he died as a young man, so we just don't know what we've done.
We don't know, but don't cast aspersions.
No. So Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper.
Very bad man.
Very, very bad man. I mean, you aware of his crimes?
What were his antics?
70s and 80s, murdering sex workers, I think, wasn't it?
But I don't think they all were. I think, he started to branch out.
But a lot. I'm going to say 25.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and it was like in the 70s we didn't have, we only had 3 channels over here, so this was.
It was all over the.
This was a big thing.
Inescapable.
He got when he got arrested by the police for like a traffic violation or something.
It was a trucker.
He was a trucker. For hours they didn't. He made to keep himself warm. He wore a V-neck jumper, but on his legs. So the sleeves were his leggings, and the V-neck was where his penis would be out, or maybe he cut a hole in it or something. And so he gets arrested for like a parking ticket or something, and he's in the police cell for ages, and he's cacking himself because he's got his jumper, his penis jumper on.
But why is that a problem? Because he's been identified, the killer's been identified as wearing his underwear in the wrong place?
He was worried that he was going to get asked to strip down. Yeah. And then they'd have gone, why have you got a V-neck jumper on with your willy hanging out?
Yeah,
but that whole case is what led to there being what's it called? They were using cards at that time to do the investigation, so the police officer would get a load of cards and they'd be going through suspects.
So they
on
made
cards.
a national data file.
The database came out of that case because
Vic Reeves made him a cup of tea once.
Yeah.
He told me.
How come?
He would, because Peter Sutcliffe was a lorry driver, so he would pick up stuff from a factory and then go to the depot and all this. And Vic Reeves was like a tea boy at one of these factories that Sutcliffe would come in and I remember, because I don't know Vic very well, Jim very well, but he was, one of the first things he said was, I was reading a book on murderers, and he said, I used to make tea for the Yorkshire Ripper.
And when did it dawn on him? Was it after he got arrested and they went, that's the guy?
It was after he got arrested, yeah.
Oh.
And he had, is it Dennis Nielsen in this country? Who was the guy who lived in North London?
Yeah, Dennis Nielsen
used to
kill
kill
him for a company. Yeah.
He I think he offered to buy Vic Reeves a drink or something one night.
Oh, he's catnip for serial killers, old Vic.
But so, can you seriously not get a date?
Well, no. Yeah, seriously. So what's going on is, I, in the last 5 years, got a divorce. So I'm single and had a certain amount of positive vibes about the situation. Like, okay, this is fine. I'm in the prime of my life. I feel like, I sort of know who I am and all that sort of thing. And certainly, my goodness, with my show business career and various events and interesting people I meet, I thought, I meet neato people all the time. And but everyone is in a relationship, it would appear.
Yeah.
Every single person is in a relationship.
Well, and also the ones who aren't, or the ones who are freshly out, have got different priorities, you found.
Well, some of the ones who are age appropriate, shall we say, their interests do not appear to be age appropriate to them. So I'll set my cap for somebody and I think, look at us, we're hitting it off, and we, we'll meet, lunch, laugh, etc. And then when push comes to shove, or in fact doesn't, as the case may be, it turns out that the man might have a hankering for somebody of a completely different generation.
So you're saying that men want someone younger?
Yeah, or some men who are in their middle years seem to only hanker after a younger version.
Wow.
But that, I mean, I don't want to make...
because you're hanging out with fresh divorcees and then...
Yes, I think in this particular case it was a fresh divorcee, and he, I think, wanted to go for someone who was the exact opposite of the person he was. I guess he was married to a ball breaker, and he just thought, let's go with some like ingenue who doesn't know what time it is on the street.
Or they've been married to someone who became a mum and sort of drifted apart and wasn't the woman he married. You know, that whole thing.
I am in the middle of getting divorced, and it really is such a joy to be involved in one of the most hideous, upsetting experiences ever.
It's very soul destroying,
isn't it? I got the papers this week, and it's looked and it's like, oh god.
Oh, but see, and you have children though, so
yeah.
That's a whole, like, I don't have children, and so it was really more of a bureaucratic thing, but it's still a heartbreak.
Oh, of course it
and
is.
It's soul searching, and like, what am I doing? I feel
like a failure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. I certainly couldn't. We've talked about age before. I would struggle to go with anyone. I'm 45 next month.
How could you go with someone young? I don't know how men.
No, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. I'm trying to think. You know, you can't pick an age. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I want to say 35, but even that feels young in my head.
It's the reference points. Like when you don't have the reference points, because already being an American, it's always already kind of a stretch with British people, because you have to kind of bridge, like, oh, I don't remember that same cartoon you remember, or that snack, although I'm pretty good on the snacks and cartoons by now. I've been here long enough time.
Well done.
So guys, don't worry, I'll be able to keep up with you with your cultural references. Don't be turned off.
She knows what a what's it is.
Yeah, all right. I know what Magic Roundabout is, okay? But yeah, I mean, I did actually last summer. I had a little bit of an enjoyable fling. It was just what the doctor ordered. It did put jut in my strut with a man who was 18 years younger.
Wow.
And I didn't find that out till later. And but the thing that was kind of handy was it turned out that he knew all about music. He knew about music from like decades before his birth, because his parents are musicians. So I felt like, okay, that's good that we can talk about Jackson Brown, or I don't know, psychedelic music from the 60s. So that was, but I still felt like, and he was a smart guy and everything, but I just felt like, gosh, this would be weird to I sort of felt like I was a teacher, and I don't like that feeling. And I think men actually like being the teacher. I don't know. It's a mansplaining.
Well, no, wasn't there a thing on Twitter this week about some guy had written an article about how to get be the perfect gentleman, and it was, girls like to be taught by guys, and
really?
Show them how to play your video games, and show them what good books are. And it was, it was one of these. But he was
My
being
Fair
serious.
Lady. He's like Professor. Was it the account of Professor Henry Higgins?
I think it might be. And obviously everyone on Twitter went, "This is outrageous and old-fashioned and nonsense." But I don't know, maybe there is something in... But when I try and teach you things, Catherine, when I teach you how to do things properly, you get very, very uppity about it, don't you?
Uppity.
Yeah, uppity. Yeah, it is above your station.
You do.
I think there's a time and a place. Like,
On air is not the place.
It really is not the place. No, but some things I am interested in, and I don't mind. I don't mind. I kind of
it has
welcome.
to be solicited. Like, hey, you're a nerd about X, Y, or Z. Come and show me this thing, or how do I? Blah, blah, blah.
What we don't really welcome is the assumption that we're dumb, that we have no idea to begin with.
No. God bless.
Oh, shut up.
We've got a call. Should we put your headphones on? I forgot that we're on the air and people might want to take part. Let's go to Sydney. Good evening, Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
Hello, hiya.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, it's really weird because your conversation's gone on and on and on. But the reason I phoned was through the strange pride I have for sharing a birthday with Ted Bundy.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we've moved on.
No, we don't.
No, we always have time for Ted. And so
it's a weird thing to say now, though.
No, it's fine. How did this first come to your attention?
at the point where I guess the internet allowed me to search people's birthdays.
Right, like you share a birthday with Julius Caesar and Helen Keller.
I share a birthday with, that I remember, Ian Botham, Beefy Botham, and Ted Bundy. So I go Ted Bundy.
Oh, gosh. And then, of course, you had to look him up and go, oh, maybe he wasn't such a cool guy.
Oh, well, no, he wasn't a cool guy, but he was quite, charming.
Dark Triad.
Yeah, Dark Triad.
And that made me, and then while the conversation was going on, you referred to him as a psychopath.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, no, I think he's probably more of a sociopath.
Well, it's funny you should say that because you're splitting hairs. Because I think
a conversation that happened to you minutes ago. I know.
No, but what I mean is between psychopath and sociopath. I think there are those who say it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I think it's massively different, actually. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Go on. What's the difference?
Oh my God. I'm not like a trained doctor or anything.
Neither are we, but
Bundy was kind of sociopathic in a way that he, I don't know, could display a care for people, whereas a psychopath doesn't display anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but they can when they need to. They know how to manipulate.
Hang on a second. Sydney, are you defending Ted Bundy? This is what it sounds like.
No, she's just pointing out that that he has possibly a good side.
Would you, Sydney?
No, I'm not even saying he had a good side. I'm saying the traits he portrayed.
Yeah. Would you ever consider being one of those I'm going to say women
bundled into the back of his van.
No, the fans who write to him.
I'm going to say women because I can't think of any examples of men. I don't remember.
Oh, there are.
Actually, there was Rose West used to get letters, didn't she? Rose West.
And even though I think they were barking up the wrong tree there.
Hang on a second. Rose West, you know who she married when she was in prison?
Another woman, right?
No. The bass player from Slade.
No.
Yes.
What?
Not the original bass player.
Is not true.
This is true. She married the second bass player from Slade.
Spinning a tale.
I swear, Catherine's Googling
I'm going to verify it now.
The bass player from Slade 2.
After she fell down a wishing well, Ian.
Right, come on, let's leave the wells out of this as well. Kath, am I right?
Hang on.
So
I'm going to put Rose West and Slade in.
You're worse than Bundy, you are, Sydney, bringing up that.
I know, she called off the wedding.
Wow.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got to have standards.
But yeah.
But would you ever do it, Sydney? Would you ever write to a sexual killer and say, look, I understand, I think you've been badly treated?
I think you're a sociopath and not a psychopath.
If they're on Twitter, I may have a small conversation with them, but no, I would not commit myself to that kind of person.
You won't commit yourself?
Well, you don't have to. They're locked up. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, perfect.
You can save them from beyond the bars.
And you can have pen spent in prison.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, Sydney, so just when is Ted Bundy's birthday then, so we can remember it?
24th of November.
Brilliant. Well, happy birthday to you.
Because it was mine as well afterwards, subsequently.
Happy birthday to you and Ted for later in the year, Sydney.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go.
That's good. So I like that detail, though, that there is a distinction that sociopaths can fake empathy and psychopaths can't.
I thought they could.
Well, I mean, the thing is, with categorization of mental ailments, I think it's always a slippery slope anyway, and they always kind of adjust. And also it's case by case, because no one's crazy in exactly the same way, so really, it's hard to really come down hard and fast on this stuff.
Would you go on Tinder or something?
I'm afraid of Tinder because I feel like, I would feel very vulnerable.
Yeah.
I feel vulnerable. So I feel like it's one thing to kind of announce, like, hey, I would really love to kiss somebody and have companionship. And have a laugh with somebody. So that's like already kind of a step, that's making yourself quite vulnerable. But then to kind of commodify it and just like turn yourself into the product.
And it is totally on image, isn't it, Tinder? So it is kind of, hey, how about it?
Yeah. So it's kind of a new way to be denied. I feel.
But also, there's the thing: if you went on Tinder, it will get in the papers.
I thought about that as well.
Because there's a celebrity dating app called Raya.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing: my friend, another single friend, who's a celebrity, mentioned that to me as a joke, and I looked into it. I thought, actually, the worst thing I can imagine is dating a celebrity.
Is it? And is it just because I heard someone mention it to me late last year, and I've never heard of it. And then I've just seen in the papers today that the driver.
Well, Stig.
Nigel Mansell.
The Stig.
Bring it up to date a bit. Jensen Button. No.
Daniel
Lewis.
No.
Lewis Jackson?
Lewis Hamilton.
There we go. Okay.
He's apparently on.
I like that he's a driver and not a racer. Because I was sort of thinking a chauffeur.
Yeah,
is like a bus driver.
I don't know this well. Apparently he's on. But so is it just celebrities?
It's not just celebrities. It's you need to be established in your field. So it's a bunch of dickheads and blowhards who are like, I've got 79 yachts, and like that value system is not of interest.
That sounds good though.
What?
Someone with 79 yachts, I could be into that.
Sounds like overcompensation.
As long as they're over 35, then I'd have some of that. We should play some adverts, I guess. Dom and Alistair, stay there. We'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Dial up. Some dial.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Brighten up your mornings and take a brilliant break with Mike Graham on Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Listen to Talk Radio every weekday morning from 10 for 3 hours packed full of fabulous features, great value guests, and quick-fire calls on all of the day's top talking points. Don't miss Mike Graham every weekday morning from 10 on Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Go to thesun.co.uk/holiday shop.
Keeping your four wheels fresh when you've got a four-legged friend can be a hairy business. Until now. Power Out Pet Mess Kit is the brilliant new product from Turtle Wax that keeps canine carrying cars clean. Whether you take your Vizsla in a van, your hound in a hatchback, or your black lab in a black cab, Power Out Pet Mess Kit is the simple way to remove the unwanted hairs and odours pet passengers leave behind. Turtle Wax Power Out Pet Mess Kit. Trusted innovation inside and out. Buy today from Halfords to get 20% off.
A tough and overgrown lawn never gets in the way of the McCulloch man when there's a match on. Like a powerful striker with his McCulloch lawnmower. He has the power to get the job done, cutting the lawn down to size well before the pre-match build-up, leaving it looking good enough to host the Cup final. Get your McCulloch lawnmower and other garden power tools at good DIY stores nationwide or at McCulloch.com. McCulloch, the power to get the job done.
Up here on Ben Nevis, it's millions of years since the volcano was active. But Sky Vegas bonus time, that firecracker's active right now.
Between 9 and 11 every night, our unmissable bonus game is guaranteed to trigger in Sky Vegas bonus time. Only at Sky Vegas. Unexpect more. 18 plus, ends 3rd of July. Customers must be playing when bonus games randomly triggered. Minimum 20p stake. 3 spins must be claimed and used by midnight. Eligibility restrictions and T's apply. BeGambleAware.org. When the fun stops, stop.
Make the most of the extra day this bank holiday with fantastic offers at John Lewis, including 20% off selected John Lewis garden furniture. From relaxing sun lounges to tables and chairs, there's a wide range of styles available for the perfect get-together. So whether you're entertaining friends or simply enjoying some extra family time, you can create a space you'll love. Enjoy great offers in-store and online this weekend at John Lewis. Terms and conditions apply.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes on to the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually, I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy. Walking my dog in the countryside, that makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining, it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy, my children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money, it has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. And rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
On Good Morning Britain, and they
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
It just takes one thing to free the logjam of work. We're talking about work and about how since the jungle, I'm kind of doing TV work that I haven't done for years and years and years. And it's partly because people have forgotten about me.
Yeah.
And partly because they thought I was dangerous because of the 11 o'clock show.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And it's like, hi, I'm a middle-aged man. You can listen to me every night on Talk Radio, and I can string words together coherently, and etc.
But they're amazed that I can do like a 3-minute live TV thing. You're so good on that. I've been doing it for years. I do a 3-hour radio show every night with nothing.
Yeah.
So a little scripted 3-minute thing.
Yeah.
But and I was saying I don't understand why you're not on TV, and it's that thing of there's no reason to it.
Well, we live in hope. I have 3 projects in development right now.
Okay.
And 2 of them are for BBC and 1 potentially for Netflix. So that one is a maybe, but the other 2 I think are going to go ahead. And it is that thing of you can't wait around, you have to make your own work, but it's much better when you just get people just calling out of the blue going, you're the one that I want. But that's the crazy world of being a show business sharecropper. You just go from plantation to plantation and hope that they let you pick their stupid cotton.
I was in Oxford today, filming this thing for Vintage TV, and I had to ask people what their favourite music was, and then we go, and here's the video. And I was talking to a very lovely...
You're so good at that.
Thank you very much, that's why I got it. And then we spoke to a lovely Ugandan woman called Lulu, the second Lulu I've ever met. And I said, so what kind of music do you like? She says, well, in Uganda we listen to a lot of hip-hop and a lot of country. I said, wow, okay, I love a bit of country. Who's your favourite country music star? She went, I would have to say Phil Collins.
Oh.
And I said, Phil Collins isn't country.
Yeah.
She said, what do you mean? And her whole understanding of a genre of music was based on a lie. And afterwards
she thought country was like...
She said, what is Phil Collins then? I said, kind of like soft rock...
Yeah, like
AOR?
Yeah, AOR or adult oriented rock, album oriented rock. No, adult. It's like schmaltzy. It's schmaltzy.
See, I wouldn't go as far as schmaltzy. I would say Neil Diamond can veer into the schmaltzy. I wouldn't say Collins anyway.
I don't know.
But after we filmed this little thing, and she took me to one side. She said, seriously, were you winding me up then? Is Phil Collins not country? So someone's done a brilliant prank on that poor
But
woman.
maybe we go to Uganda. Where is that? Where it was?
Yeah.
And then we don't know what time it is on the street because we're talking about maybe. I mean, it depends on what country it is as well. When you say country music.
I suppose so. Maybe yes, maybe. But just a tip, anyway. If you're going to Uganda, if you're going to go into the record shops there and you want to buy some Phil Collins, I would suggest look under the country and western.
Well,
section.
I guess if you say that country, old school country and western music is bald guys whining about shit, then
you got it.
Then that's Phil Collins.
You got it. Should we take some more calls?
Yeah.
I don't know what quality these calls will be.
Doesn't matter really.
Well, I'm totally low quality. So.
Let's start from the bottom and try and work up. Alan Caddick.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Alan.
Hey,
How was Oxford?
Sorry?
How was Oxford?
Oxford was delightful. Everyone was very, very nice. The weather was lovely, and yes, it was great. Thank you.
Hi, Katie. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
I've seen you on The Word.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with Terry Christian like?
Well, it's funny because I didn't really have a relationship with him of any sort until decades after The Word. Because the thing was, we were rarely in the same place at the same time. And so, or if we were in the same room, he was across the studio doing interviews on the sofa, and then I was dealing with somebody who was flossing their nasal cavity with rubber condoms. So, and in fact, though, your question has just reminded me that we did share a long car drive every Thursday night because we had to go from the office where we got briefed about the show to go record voiceovers for our various items that would appear on the show the next day. So what I can tell you is that he's a fanatic about history and the royal family, and he would talk on and on and on about the royal family and about the soft Londoners and how television was run by Oxbridge types, and he was very man of the people. So I remember he's kind of like a talk radio person, because there was incessant talking. So we got along fine as long as I was prepared to listen to him holding forth.
Really, I mean, my favourite moment was when he had Bee Gees, when they walked off. No, that was Clive Anderson.
Oh, what?
When the Bee Gees walked off.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yeah, that was kind of a word-like moment, though.
Les Tosseurs, wasn't it? That was the final straw to the...
Yes, well remembered.
Well, thank you for that, Alan.
Thank you.
There we go. So remembering, he's mixing up Clive. We've got a few more calls.
All right.
Mixing up Terry Christian and Clive Anderson.
Well, easily done. I will say, though, that I did meet... Terry Christian was doing a one-man show probably about 4 years ago. Confessions of a Lapsed Catholic schoolboy or something. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, it was very interesting. And I went backstage to congratulate him. And there was a very unexpected sexual tension in the air. Which, it was almost like he had seen me for the very first time.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was kind of like, it was a bit uncomfortable, but kind of enjoyable at the same time. We didn't act on it, but
just rode the wave.
Is he what's his situation?
He was married for many years and has children and all that sort of thing. But I think this was the first time that we would, it was one of those things. It's kind of like a high school reunion sort of vibe. It's like, hi, hi.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, I say.
That would be the perfect showbiz couple. Terry and Katie got together, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be perfect?
Yeah, well, let's see if he calls in tonight.
Let's go to Dave. Good evening, Dave.
Oh, good evening, Katie.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, I'm a first-time caller. I've never really been tempted to call in before, but you're really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. And, sorry about that.
I'm just eating a Magnum at the moment. Don't be worried. That's not a gun like in America.
Oh, yeah.
It's an ice cream with
Thank
chocolate
goodness.
around the outside, and it's on a stick.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Are you mansplaining, Dave?
No, I'm explaining. She's new to the country.
If you were listening to the show, you would have heard that I do know quite a bit about British pop culture.
She knows about Cheesy Wotsits as well, Dave.
I know about Cheesy Wotsits, but I do appreciate your solicitousness.
I feel awful. I feel so embarrassed.
Okay.
I was really intrigued by your explanation of taint earlier.
Oh, okay.
And an American word that puzzles me, and I'm not sure if it's a mixture of like a twit and a swat. Is a twat?
Okay. I don't think that's an American word.
No, you're going full Anglo on me now.
That's a British word, and I think it means vagina. I think it really is a very unpleasant word, David.
I've never heard a British person call it that.
I did when I was 10 years old. Mr. Gardner in school assembly, I was messing around, and he grabbed me and he grabbed my shoulder and he pulled me to the back of the room and he said, "Stop being such a little twat." 10 years old. Imagine. So yes, Dave.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm learning as we go. This is excellent. I might call in again.
Okay.
And how long have you been single, Katie?
I've been single very unhappily single for probably about 5 years now. And it's. I mean, I've been on dates, but I wouldn't mind, having a squeeze, a main squeeze.
But. Don't be tempted by Ian, honestly. Maybe if another 10 years and you might seem slightly attractive, but
all right.
You can do better. You can do much better.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. What a rude caller.
He's right there.
All right, Kathy, don't you wade into this.
He's concerned, and I like that.
Okay. Good evening, Dom.
Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Dom.
I was originally calling because we had a fruit-based quandary, but then you got onto the topic of serial killers.
We can talk about cereals, we can talk about fruits, we can talk about anything you want, Dom.
Yeah,
so
flexible.
With serial killers, I don't know if Katie spent as much time looking at the Wikipedia page, which lists serial killers by number of victims, as I have.
Oh, no. Tell me more.
It is probably the best webpage on the internet.
Oh, my gosh.
The thing it's got me wondering about is, do you think serial killers get upset when they go to the effort of murdering loads of people and then they end up with like a really rubbish nickname?
Oh, the nickname thing.
Yeah,
that's not a bad question,
I think they do, because, part of it is about
the cool hillside strangler.
They want the notoriety.
And not...
The psychology of it, like, there's some good ones, like you said, it's like the Boston Strangler and Jack the Ripper and that. But then there's this like Iranian serial killer called Ali Ashgar, and he had 33 confirmed victims, which puts him right near the top of the elites. And he was known as Ashgar the Murderer.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit generic, isn't it?
That's just a name and a job description.
Yeah, it's just very literal, isn't it? That's like, there's no poetry in that.
Yeah, he must have been pretty good.
Who was it? Was it the Washington Sniper?
Oh, yeah, in D.C.
Wasn't
it was two people.
It was the dad and the son, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was fascinated about that.
That was my area,
Didn't he insist that he was referred to as the Washington Sniper?
Oh, no, I didn't know that. That's a bit like Michael Jackson wanting to be called King of Pop.
Yeah, you can't pick your own nickname.
Because the thing with the Washington Sniper is the chief of police would talk to him, wouldn't he, via the press conferences, and they would put messages into newspapers for him, and then they'd give out statements and all this kind of stuff. And I think he insisted that he was referred to as the Washington Sniper.
Wow.
Look, raising your eyebrows for.
I don't know, and although that's also quite a literal name. I mean,
location, occupation.
Yeah, location, occupation. It's a bit like those Twitter formulas for what's your porn star name? It's your pet's favorite food, and you're the last
such a
movie
bloke thing to do, though, to want to take control of your nickname.
Well, I mean,
the Penguin and the Riddler.
Well, it's all about control, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were just saying with serial killers. So why not control that? You want to control the whole narrative.
If we follow your formula to naming your porn star, your pet's favourite food, and the last film you saw, then I'm Felix Avengers. It works.
That's pretty good.
That works.
I would be front and center at your Chippendale debut.
I said, I'm doing live events now. I thought it was just movies. This was.
I thought it was your first pet's name.
I know, I just made it up. I got it wrong, yeah.
Yeah. We're just having a bit of fun.
Well, my pet used to eat fish flakes. No one wants to see that. Cleo's so much more glam.
I love fish flakes. What's your surname then? Fish flakes what?
What's the second bit?
It's the last film you saw. According to Katie's new
my new
improved
Wonder.
Form. Fish flakes Wonder.
There we go.
I love it. That is a burlesque star right there.
Fish flakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love this one. It's Fish Flakes Wonder. Oh, you're still doing the stripper music.
No, it's not stripper music. It's got to be like Smoke on the Water. It's got to be like Guns N' Roses.
Fish flakes.
Oh, that is great.
0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Oh God,
Fish flakes.
I'm gonna get tweets.
And on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio will get you talking.
The Sunday Times Alternative Ritualist on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes onto the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually, I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy.
I'm gonna say yes.
That makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining, it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy. My children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. That and rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Ritualist on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different. We like to
If you
talk
tell
about
Russell,
what we
we will
know
s-
about.
Oh, no, we will speak to him. We
Like
will
the
speak to him
practical
if you
training
want.
for new installers and the 499 checks we do on our boilers before they leave the factory. Did I mention 30 quid cash back and a free 7-year warranty with every registered
guys got
install from
together,
our
that would
energy
just make
boiler
me
range
so
on our
happy.
plumbing tool.
Oh, God.
The Glowworm Energy Boiler Range starts at $5.99 with a 7-year warranty and a £30 cash
Well,
on
him and
board.
Mark
Download
Lamar.
our app or
I
find
wanna
out
see
more
that
at
kind of shit.
glowworm.co.uk. Glowworm. Easy does it. Terms and conditions apply. See
He was very rude to me
glowworm.co.uk for
once.
more
Yeah,
details.
he's not a nice
Cast
man.
your
He's
mind
probably
back
not a
and
happy
think.
man,
Were you ever
You know how it
contacted
is.
out of the
We're on
blue for a
Periscope, by the
pension
way, in
review?
case you say things you don't want to be broadcast. But
Were you
he was very
advised
rude
to
me
move your
once, and
work
he was very
or
rude to
personal
me.
pension into a
Maybe he
SIP,
worked through his-
self-invested personal
Yeah.
pension?
Yes, I
Maybe.
was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold.
Catherine's rude to me.
Money
Sorry.
redress
Yeah,
and
I'm not
trusted
waiting
claim
for any of
specialists in pension and
quite
investment
happy with
business.
my-
They'll manage the whole claim for
Actually,
you
there's a
on a
theory
no
about
payout,
serial
no
killers.
fee
Just
basis,
remember that
so you
when
can't
their
lose.
testosterone
Text
drops,
WIN to
as they age,
85077.
That's another reason why
1212. Music's always best when it's live. Same as Sky Vegas bonus time.
Okay, so
baby's
tell me the
live
elements again.
right
Narcissism, Machiavellianism.
Between 9 and 11 every night, our unmissable bonus game is guaranteed to trigger in the Sky Vegas bonus time. Only at Sky Vegas, unexpect more. 18 plus, ends 3rd of July.
but
Customers
apparently
must be
makes
playing when
them-
bonus games randomly triggered. Minimum 20p stake. Free spins must be claimed and used by midnight. Eligibility restrictions with further T's and C's apply. BeGambleAware.org. When the fun stops, stop.
Riding, gliding, cycling, surfing, or sheltering. Wherever adventure takes you, get SUV ready this May with Hyundai. Test drive any new Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or all new Kona. And when you go on to buy, we'll give you a £500 contribution towards your new Hyundai, which, like all our cars, comes with an amazing 5-year unlimited warranty. Find your local dealer and book your test drive online at hyundai.co.uk. Warranty T's and C's apply. Cars must be purchased at participating dealers before June 1st.
Pick up on their
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day
There was a woman who came back
The
to
Late
Ted
Night
Bundy's
Alternative
car, and
with
she
Iain
just
Lee
saw
on
he had this
talkRADIO.
really
We'll get you
nonsense
talking.
Beetle.
Go on. We're talking about Ted Bundy. And,
I can't get enough of Ted Bundy.
The one that got
apparently.
away.
You were saying, Katie, that you've got a lot of respect for those potential murder victims that managed to get away.
Those are the ones, actually, the silver lining in the very, 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 very dark cloud. I like to hear about the women who sussed out that the guy was a bad un, a wrong un. So this one potential victim accompanied Ted Bundy back to his very nondescript VW Beetle, and as soon as she saw that the front seat had been removed, the passenger seat, because that's where he would cram the bodies after he bludgeoned them and done whatever, and she just got a sense. She just saw the seat was missing, and she just turned around and hightailed it out of the woods. Like, she just knew. But sometimes apparently it worked. There was another potential victim who just said, my 5-year-old's going to wonder where I am.
Boom. That's what I was going to say to you. Cause that was the technique that I kind of held on to when I was younger. I don't know whether I saw it in a film or what. Was it in Silence of the Lambs? But you've got to humanise yourself.
Okay. So that's what it is. It's like you make them understand that there's kind of a web of humanity attached. Like, you're not an object.
Yeah.
You're a person.
Yeah, because they're just seeing you as kind of the target.
Prey.
Yeah. I don't know how
Interesting.
effective that would be. I would rather just not be in that situation.
But I'm going to change the subject radically now to cannibals.
Here we go.
So there was quite a tasty, so to speak, little story in the news last week about some Siberian cannibals. Did you hear about this? So they're young and in love. It's a couple. They're like in their, I don't know, mid-30s or something, and they've killed and eaten 30 people in their very small village somewhere in, I said Siberia, but it's somewhere in Russia, somewhere far-flung. And they were only discovered because, oops, the guy left his cell phone. He dropped his cell phone in the middle of the street, and some road workers picked it up like, look, this guy left his phone here and it's unlocked, and let's go look at the picture.
Oh, God, no!
Oh,
God!
And they had lovingly documented their handiwork.
Oh, God, like people who Instagram their meals.
Yeah.
This was a really good one.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
Just kind of, stop playing with your food. No, so the first picture was the man with just some random human body parts coming out of his mouth. So he just had, just playing with his food. And then there were, just random limbs, etc. And then the worst one was apparently a head, just decapitated head, on a platter surrounded very fetchingly by fruit. So had made it a whole display out of it, had gone to the trouble. Presentation is key. You need to plate the meal appealingly.
Eat with your eyes. Eat with your eyes.
Eat with your eyes. So, so that was the oopsie moment.
Gosh.
And they were busted, and and of course, the mugshots are always what's interesting to me, because I'm looking at these people's pasty face. I'm thinking, are they getting more nutrition? Because they're eating quite healthily, potentially. But no, they didn't look like they were getting... Maybe don't eat people if you want to eat for health.
Is eating grown-ups like eating mutton, old lamb?
Yeah, maybe.
And the younger the person you eat...
Don't eat children.
No, don't eat... If you're going to eat humans, don't eat children.
Eat the old ones who are already about to eat.
But that's going to be a tough old meat, isn't it? I mean, something young and fresh is going to be... I don't know if the same thing that applies to lambs.
I'm sure it does. Apparently the word for white people in some far-flung cannibalistic South Sea islands, I'm sure I'm getting the geography all wrong.
Listen to you, Nigel Farage.
Long pig.
Oh.
Long pig.
Yeah.
Because that is, apparently we are just porkily delicious.
Let's have a word with Russell. Russell called in the other day.
Okay.
Russell's, how you doing, Russell?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Do you mind if I explain to Katie what you called in about the other day?
No, that's fine.
So Russell called in, I think it was yesterday, and he's very shy, doesn't like talking to people, and he hasn't been very well, and he's noticed he's got a lump on his testicles, and so he kind of left work without really explaining to his boss that he was going to have a scan and an x-ray, and to check up on this, and he lost his job.
Oh no!
As a result, and
no.
So we suggested that maybe Russell might want to email his boss and explain to him what he'd explained to us.
Oh my gosh, a doctor's letter.
Yeah. So what, Russell? Did you do it? What happened?
I emailed them saying sorry, and I explained why I left, and I didn't have my mind on things.
Yeah.
And I practically got an email back just saying don't come back.
Oh no, mate. I was really hoping that was going to turn around and be...
Especially... And were you able to... I mean, I would have thought your doctor should weigh in as well. Get a note from the doctor.
Because it's actually illegal to stop someone going to a doctor's.
Well. But here's the thing. He's been there a month, so his rights are lessened, and he kind of left without saying.
AWOL.
So you went AWOL. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's terrible.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. I spoke to a guy I used to do roofing with.
Yeah?
And he said he'd see if he can get me in next week.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'll start a new job next week.
There will be another job. You sound a lot more confident than you did yesterday.
Yeah, I feel a bit more confident.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's good. And did you manage to speak to a doctor yesterday or today to kind of back up the medical advice that I was spewing out?
I haven't actually spoke to one today. I will do.
But you feel a bit better about the whole lump thing?
Yeah, I do, definitely.
Good, man, because you sounded really nervous about it yesterday. And like I say, a lump on the testicles these days, I'm not saying it's nothing, but they can do so much, and it generally isn't a problem. Again, make sure you speak to your doctor and get it, don't go and see them because of me. But, well, listen, I'm sorry you lost your job, but I'm glad you sound actually better than you did yesterday, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Nice one, Russell. Give us a call again. Go on.
You in Portsmouth tomorrow, yeah?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going straight after this show. I'm being driven down to Portsmouth. And then at 8:30 in the morning, I'm getting the ferry to the Isle of Wight for loose women. More of this stuff.
It's nice over there, isn't it?
It's nice, very nice over there. And then as soon as I finish filming, I'm getting a ferry back and getting the car straight back home so I can pick up the kids from school. Imagine that!
Oh, all in one day.
All in one day. Why? Were you going to buy me a pint or something?
No, I live in Portsmouth.
Oh, stalker alert, guys!
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to be in Portsmouth for literally a matter of moments, but next time I'm there, Russell, I'll make sure we get to say hello.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Nice one, man, and well done for writing that email.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, cheers for the help.
No worries. Give us a call again, and let us know how it goes with the whole medical stuff.
Yeah, I will do.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah. How great that you got him thinking about how to take care of himself.
Yeah. He was terrified, and he was worried that he wouldn't be able to have sex again, wouldn't be able to have kids again, have kids. It's terrifying.
It's the not knowing that makes you nervous, isn't it?
I don't know if you've ever had a scare. I have, and it's the whole thing of when they start talking about scans and stuff, it feels like it's happening to someone else. You only take half of it in, and if you don't have someone you can talk about it with, it starts to really get to you.
He'll be better off being a roofer than with that other guy.
They sound like...
That other guy sounds like a right jerk. Yeah. We have to take a break. Do you want to stick around for another half hour?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Catherine, taxi service, what time does the taxi rank close?
Well, 1 when we finish.
Okay, right. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
He's a nice guy.
Well in handy.
We'll get you talking.
Everything has been like...
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes onto the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually, I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy.
I like it.
Walking my dog in the countryside, that makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining, it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy. My children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. That and rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something
The
different.
jungle help. It was getting busy anyway.
Right now at Home Base, there's 3 for 2.
I will have a bed.
Hurry, offer ends Monday. Home Base, always your home.
So we're getting a lot of calls
prices.
tonight.
In store only, cheapest item free
Yes, it
excludes
was
clearance
picking
outlets.
up, and then the
Wine
jungle
and
helped a
cheese.
lot.
Thank you, and
After
please.
the jungle.
Batman
Remember the
and
first
Robin.
couple of weeks we had loads
Thelma
of
and
15-year-old girls.
Some pairings simply didn't hand in hand, like Sky Entertainment and unlimited broadband. Save over 25% is yours for the taking. Enjoy big screen dramas and all the shows you've been craving. Catch up TV on tap and your usage uncapped. Get it all together. That's it. That's a wrap.
Now, existing or new Sky TV customers can get Sky Entertainment and broadband for £40 a month for 18 months, including line rental. Set up from $29.95. Search Sky Offer. Kit loaned at no cost. Separate contracts. TV 18 months. Broadband 12 months. £20 each. Router delivery $9.95. Compares prices after 18 months. TV £25. Broadband $30. New broadband customers. Sky Network areas.
Up here on Ben
Even
Nevis,
David Williams is putting a picture of it.
volcanoes active. But Sky Vegas bonus time, that firecracker's active right now.
Between 9 and 11 every night, our unmissable bonus game is guaranteed to trigger. Sky Vegas bonus time, only at Sky Vegas.
It was when he fell down the stairs. He was off the show for a couple of
bonus
weeks.
games randomly trigger. Minimum 20 stake. Free spins must be claimed and used by midnight. Eligibility restrictions and further T's and C's apply. BeGambleAware.com. When the fun stops, stop.
Morrison's selected bottles of wine are any two for £10. Choose from Wolf Blast Red Label Shiraz, Gallo Family Pinot Grigio, Turner Road
Concrete.
Yeah, well, that's where he's been going. Morrison's.
Majority of stores while stocks last. 75 centilitres excludes Scotland. Please drink responsibly.
Whatever business demands.
But, yeah.
We deliver. When you need your staff connected, we deliver the new Transit Customer Voice Control technology and the optional sync-free system. When you want a better deal, we deliver a £500 customer saving, excluding VAT, on the recommended retail price when you buy a new Ford commercial vehicle after taking a test drive. Only at the Transit Show live event, 27th of April to the 7th of May, at your nearest participating Ford dealer. Ford. Together, we go further.
Selected models excluded. Contract between 27th of April and 7th of May. Register by 31st of December 2018. For further T's and C's, visit ford.co.uk/Transit Show Live.
At Wickes, there's buy one, get one free on all 2.5 litre emulsion and all wood care, including great brands like Dulux and Cuprinol. Starts Friday. Wickes, T's and C's apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Good evening, I'm Lisa O'Sullivan. Polls have closed in the biggest democratic test since Theresa May lost her majority in last year's general election. More than 4,000 seats are up for grabs across 150 council areas in England, including all 32 London boroughs and major cities like Manchester, Leeds and Newcastle. EU citizens have been able to vote. Sky's chief political correspondent, John Craig, is at Westminster City Council, which the Tories have held since 1964.
It's estimated that possibly up to 1 in 5 voters in this borough are Europeans. How will they affect this vote? The current makeup of this council is Conservative 45, Labour 15. So it's going to be a tall order for Labour to take this council.
There's still confusion over when Donald Trump became aware that money had been paid by his lawyer to buy the silence of a porn star threatening to go public over an alleged affair. The US president says he only found out a couple of weeks ago, although it seems he'd been reimbursing his legal counsel before then. Mr. Trump insists the payment did not come from election campaign funds. More than 8,000 people have now called a special helpline after 500,000 women missed routine breast cancer checkups. Yesterday it emerged 270 women in England may have had their lives cut short because they missed early diagnosis. The former chief executive at Volkswagen has been charged in the US over the so-called Dieselgate scandal. Martin Winterkorn is accused of conspiring to mislead regulators about the German firm's emissions cheating. The organisation behind the American film industry's Oscars has expelled actor Bill Cosby and director Roman Polanski from its membership. The Academy has recently revised its standards of conduct. Talk radio weather, we've got patchy rain and drizzle edging southeastwards overnight. It's going to be milder, but Friday should see plenty of sunny spells.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Who has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement. Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The late-night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
No,
we'll get you talking.
There's a lot of heel dragging. Hello, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. Late-night alternative with me, Iain Lee. Katherine Boyle is there.
Yo.
It's that attitude we've talked about.
I like it. She's so
I know,
there.
and you're encouraging it,
I
Katie
like
Puckrik.
it. She's in there like swimwear.
She's showing off to you, and I will be having words with her after you've left.
I've
Showing
got
off
a word.
to you.
I've got a word. I like her little sassy ways. She's got a jazzy approach.
I told you Katie fancied you. I told you. We talked about serial killers.
Yes.
Cannibals. Dates.
I have here's a new thing that I've hit upon.
Yeah.
And I need your fine masculine mind.
Thank you very much indeed
to
for
help
recognising
me.
that.
Yes. So, I know Katherine lives this hell every day with you, but this whole, mansplaining is a thing that women know and live with.
Katherine, mansplaining is when a man explains to a woman something they probably know.
Do you know sign language?
Already. Okay, that's rude. Thank you.
So, mansplaining, the phenomenon, has been widely discussed and documented and enjoyed. But it's come to my attention recently that I think that men mansplain because they like being mansplained too. I think, do men like other men to mansplain? Because men love mansplaining to women, but there isn't really that much attention about the mansplaining that men do to other men.
I think when men mansplain, I think that men compete almost with explaining things at the same time. So if I'm with a gentleman and he'll be saying, right, so we're playing a game, for example.
Yeah.
So this is what you do, is you get the control and you do. I go, oh, okay, so you're going to do, and we kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
So instead of me listening to him, I'm chipping in with stuff, and
it's like competitive mansplaining.
Yeah.
And who can mansplain the best?
Yeah.
Who's the best at mansplaining? Okay, that's interesting, because that made me relax a little bit. You always kind of get your back up as a lady when guys are overdoing an obvious explanation. But if I'm to think that maybe they just can't help it because they actually like it and that's how they communicate, then I should just relax about it.
I think it is part of the way our brains are wired up. It's not,
right.
It's not necessarily insensitive. Am I doing it now? See, now I'm paranoid that whatever I say is...
No, because you're explaining, because I've asked you a question. It's solicited. It's mansplaining is usually unsolicited explanation. But I've asked you, do men... Yeah, like, what's the deal? So I think that there is something to it. Like, for men to understand things, they have to be extremely literal and very methodical and point by point. Is that kind of the thing for it to sink in?
So do women not like having things explained to them then?
Well...
Not if I've not asked for it.
Yeah, it's not asking. Well, the the origin of the term mansplaining came from a American writer named, I'm going to womansplain to you, Rebecca Solnit. And she had written a book, maybe with your flying fingers you can find out what the book is that Rebecca Solnit wrote. And so
you jumped on that keyboard when I asked for something during the show.
She asked us nicely.
And she wrote an article called Men Explain Things to Me, and I think it was in Harper's Magazine in 2010 or something. But her story goes that she went to a party thrown by some fancy guy, and a friend of the host came over and said, "Do not leave the party before Bob, the host, comes to talk to you, because he is so excited to meet you because he knows you're a writer." So she hung around with her girlfriend, and then finally Bob, like at 2 a.m, got around to them, and he said, "So you're a writer?" And she said, "Yes, I've just written a book on X, whatever the book was." And he interrupted her, and he said, "I've just read a review of a book on that same topic," and he started to explain what the review said about this book on the same topic, and the friend was going, "That's Rebecca's book." "Yeah, no, you're talking about that's the book on that esoteric subject. That's the one." He could not listen. He couldn't hear it. And then he kept explaining her book to her. And then finally, like, he wound down a little bit, and then she was able to interject, go, "Yes, great. That is good to know. My publicist is getting the word out there. That is actually my book." And then he stopped for a moment and then continued to explain the subject to her.
Fantastic.
So then she ended up writing this article called Men Explain Things to Me, and then that became the origin of mansplaining. So I think that's kind of, I guess there's a security, like, men love that feeling. I guess anyone would love the feeling of being in charge of your subject, but then to pontificate, it's the pontificating.
Do they think they're exchanging knowledge? Do they think, because
they're being helpful?
Yeah.
They're sharing a resource.
Yeah. In his way, was he trying to reach out to her in a way, or trying to connect with her?
He was being large and in charge. Well, here's another thing. I'd asked you earlier if you knew the work of Jordan Peterson, this YouTube savant. He's a Canadian psychologist, and he's now, I don't even know if he's doing any of his clinical practice, because now basically he's a lecturer, and he has a huge following amongst disaffected young men who feel like they can't get anywhere in life.
What was the phrase?
Incel.
Incel.
I don't know if he probably has a lot of incels, involuntary celibate, which actually I'd have to classify myself in that category. Not to put too fine a point on it, but it would be nice to have a cuddle at some stage. However,
034449911000, guys.
But however, I am not putting it out to tender at the minute amongst your listeners.
You don't want to get involved with our listeners. Trust me.
But yeah, but just to swing back to mansplaining and Jordan Peterson and his approach, if anybody has seen him, he's got, he's very suave, silver fox, academic, holding forth very smoothly on kind of self-help stuff, like, hey, you got to take charge of your own life, and don't be a victim, and don't be a weenie. But for some reason, he has kind of a sinister following amongst alt-right people, like right-wingers, and borderline, lady-hating people.
Is it a daddy thing?
Maybe. It's a strong man thing. It's like a
finally, he's speaking for me.
Yes. Well, and he really came to my attention because my older brothers, who are no slouches in the mansplaining department, both were agog and bedazzled by him and started sending me videos like, this guy is the real deal. And so I thought, they're mansplainers and they love this man mansplaining. So it is kind of, that's what made me think, hey, you know what, this is just guy talk. They like to be like, telling it like it is.
I need to check this guy out.
I don't really have enough information on him. I mean, he made a big hullabaloo, a big splash here last October or something. It was he was on Channel 4 and he got into a big was it? Am I telling the story badly? Some listener might know.
Sarah Smith. Wasn't it?
No, it was another. It was he was being interviewed by a broadcaster, and they basically had a big old knockdown, drag out fight.
Was it with Kathy?
Yes.
Kathy, what's her surname?
Kathy.
Kathy.
Was it Channel 4?
Yeah.
She had a bee in her bonnet. I have to say that she
didn't come off particularly well.
No, because she actually was arguing. She already had some stuff that she was mad about. It's sort of going in, and therefore it wasn't a genuine conversation. She just wanted to go and yell at him about some stuff.
Newman.
So, yeah, she had a bee in her bonnet. So she ended up... And he was doing the whole, like, Star Trek, Mr. Spock, cold logical thing. And so he came off basically out of the woodwork. He got all these angry lady-hating people going, she's a lady and she's dumb. And all ladies are dumb because she was dumb. And he's cool and cold and emotional. Therefore, serial killers are... I'm trying to wrap up all my themes in one summation.
Chelsea is... By the way, are you guys not absolutely sweating your nuts off?
No, my nuts are so happy right now.
Boiling.
Yeah, because I was feeling chilly. I'm now wearing my cape.
But you've put it up to 20, and this is fine because you're a guest, and I'm only complaining a little bit.
Are you getting a hot flush?
I've got sweat on. I'm flagging, but that's fine.
Okay.
No.
You can make it cooler.
Chelsea has texted, tweeted,
Okay, yeah.
I love the late night alternative. I listen every night, but I'm loving tonight's show even more. I think it's all the talk on serial killers. I just can't get enough.
See? There we go.
And there's a picture of her in her wedding dress as her avatar. It's very tiny. You can't really see it.
Okay.
And then...
Can you make out a prison cell behind it?
James says...
Some bars.
James says, and this is about Dave who called in, who may or may not have been a first-time caller. How dare Dave say that woman shouldn't go out with Ian? If they want to go out, it's none of his business. So there's
Ian, I'm open to it.
Okay.
You know, when your divorce comes through,
I'm off the dating scene
all right.
for a while until I can find me a 19. Imagine going out with a 19-year-old girl. No, God, no.
They're children.
Yeah,
no,
weird.
God,
I remember
no.
being one and not feeling like a kid, but now you see them come, coming out of college and think,
I still like the idea. And I'm on the cusp of it not being workable, of an older woman. That's still in the back of my... As a young man, it's the cliche young man fantasy.
Mrs. Robinson thing.
Yeah, and it's still... I've never really fulfilled it. And as
you can still do it.
At 45, it's pushing it a bit, really.
There's still time.
There's still time.
When you get to 70, you might have trouble.
Let's go to New York City and speak to Carlos. Good evening, Carlos.
Good evening. So I was falling asleep. This subject is so not like I don't think it's a good subject on my part because I always hear that crap over here all the time with the mansplaining.
Good. Yes, and I want to hear what you say.
Anything? No, before I say anything, because I'm going to be probably told that I'm mansplaining. I'd rather be told to me first, and I'm going to warn you. Once you say something, if I have a question, I'm just going to interrupt you right off the back. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just curious. because I'm not going to be able to follow you.
Are you explaining a conversation?
He's already explaining something before he says it.
But you've
of course, because I don't want to get, you're interrupting me. I'm just warning you for manners. I was just saying it for manners.
You're just explaining.
Go on, you
before we begin. Go on.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Well, even if it was explaining, it's just the explaining word, You're
explaining that now. So let's just.
So please educate me on this mansplaining thing, because I've been told it many times, but I lived in a house of women, so I have no idea. Where it's like. I'm always a women kind of thing, so I always give respect to women, and I always let them talk, and I never really talk myself much.
I can tell.
Making the most of it.
I want you to tell me everything, and then if I can't follow, I'll just interrupt you real quick, and you can continue.
Well, the thing is, you called us, Carlos.
Yeah, but that's because I wanted to, be informed.
Inform him. Come on, ladies.
I wanted to be informed.
Okay, well, just the term mansplaining, it refers to the idea of men volunteering explanations of things that are really obvious, and also volunteering an explanation to something to somebody who hasn't asked for the explanation. So it's just kind of like being a know-it-all, and it's sort of in the news. It's a topical thing.
But why is it not called know-it-all then?
I think because you know how people like jargon and they like a new term, so I think it's just called rebranding. That's all it is. But it really is. It boils down to being a know-it-all.
So it's just said because that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I always thought it was more complicated than that.
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Oh man, then.
Yeah, you're on top of it, Carlos. You know the score. You already knew it.
Oh man, no, because I've always ignored that subject because I thought it was it was not that important. But then when I was hearing you guys talk, I was like, oh man, they must know something I don't know.
Yeah, we know nothing. I can assure you that we don't know a lot. But yeah, no, it just boils down to that. But it's just kind of the idea that patronizing attitude. There, you get some guys that are kind of large and in charge, and they're like,
no.
Here's an example. Here's an example. Sometimes I get people trying to explain this show to me on Twitter because they haven't looked at my bio and realised why, you know, I'm in a strand of conversation about the show. So they start trying to explain it to me, and I wait for a certain amount of time, and with great satisfaction then say, yeah, just check out my bio.
Yeah, because she's the producer and she's having her own show explained to her. So that's a great example.
That thing. Where people think they know better.
That's a know-it-all, right?
Yeah,
like a know-it-all.
Or someone who thinks they know better immediately, just on the basis that you've got breasts.
You're a woman, so you won't know about this thing. So I'm going to explain it to you because I'm a man.
Yeah. That's.
Let me finish
how common
that.
How common is that in government or politics or anything? There's men. Dude, every time I look at the news, it's usually a man or something. I'm not saying that women cannot be on the news or nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it is usually a man, and these guys are usually in the place when a woman needs to speak. They usually want to try to explain. Like, you haven't been around here long enough, let me tell you. And obviously they've been there and they got there, so why wouldn't you give them the respect they need and not explain it to them?
That's it.
Is that what
that's it, entirely
it.
You're trying to get? Yep, that's it.
You got it, Carlos. You're through to the next level.
You don't learn that on the streets. You don't learn that anywhere else. You learn it at home, actually.
Yep.
I don't have a father, so I didn't really know about that stuff.
He's in New York City at the moment, and I get every fifth word. What can you see in New York right now? Where are you? And tell me exactly what you can see.
Well, I'm in Queens, and see a lot of mansplaining going on around here. I'm gonna have to go around and tell them to call in.
Thank you, Carlos. Get all of your Queens friends to give us a call. Thank you very much. Good evening, Gareth.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Gareth.
I'm really enjoying the show tonight.
Thank you, mate.
But, just insomnia. It's a new symptom. It's back, and I don't know. It's the scariest of all the symptoms.
Why is it so scary, Gareth? What? Tell me why.
Because I've had it once before, but never this bad. But there's no reason why I would be stressed other than anxiety. But that's what happens to me. I try to...
Do you remember I think we talked maybe last week about meditation and stuff. Have you tried that?
Yeah, but it just feels like anxiety's just came back tenfold, but I just have to remember that it's just a stumbling block, and hopefully...
It is just a stumbling block. Remind me how long you've been on... You just started some antidepressants, haven't you?
No, I've been on the metrazapine for a year now.
Right, okay. Well, maybe it's worth... one thing you could do is maybe talk to your doctor about it, because I was on the metazapine and I came off it last week, man, and I've been a little bit wobbly, a little bit. I know, last week I think.
At the start, did you find that the sedative was great, but then as you started taking it over the months, like 6 months, did you find that it was slowly losing effect?
No, it worked for me. It worked for me, and it helped me sleep. It gave me the most messed up nightmares I've ever had. Proper terrifying nightmares. They're incredible stuff.
When you try to explain anxiety to people, like my close family, they haven't a clue. That's the hardest.
I think a lot of people that don't have it on a big scale just think it's like being nervous about, going to work or something.
They always think it's like triggered off.
Yeah. But it's not that, and it's bigger than that, and it can have no reason for it whatsoever. It can be a tiny... For me, here's the thing, Gareth. For me, it's not the big things that necessarily trigger off, it's the tiny things. I remember being really worried years ago that I shared a garden with the people in the flat downstairs, and I used to get so anxious about mowing the lawn because they didn't mow the lawn, and so I'd always do it. And it used to totally eat me up, and I couldn't sleep, and I'd fret about it, and it was awful. Whereas, like, the big stuff, like work and relationships and things, that was kind of all right.
The way you were saying that there.
Yeah.
the way that freaked me out, I loved going to the cinema.
Yeah.
And I started to go to the cinema and could feel, you know, even being around my family, like you could just get up and go.
Yeah, yeah.
In the middle of a film, and that really knocked me for six, because, and the best one that I always thought was, you know, as you say your story there just a minute ago, going out the door and you're halfway, like I could be up the street down the town centre, and you feel like just going back. It's scary. It makes me laugh sometimes, because your mind is capable of that there.
Well, listen, man.
You think you're losing it.
We're nuts, you know, because that you look at it and you're right. You say it out loud and you go, well, that's ridiculous, but that's what happens. I'll tell you a thing that I find, and I lost a job a couple of years ago, and it knocked me flying, man. And the thing that started to help me get back on track was what I call my Zen power walks, and I would just go out and just walk. And more often than not, I wouldn't even have my iPod with me. You know, I'd just go out and I'd walk. Sometimes I'd have an iPod, sometimes I wouldn't, and I'd just go and walk for an hour. Just that my head would start, you know, the anxiety would ease a little bit. So maybe that's something else you can do, Gareth.
Do you know the thing about, do you know the way you say the jobs and stuff? Yeah. I've noticed that myself. I'll just be brief, but what I caught, I've noticed that I messed around in hindsight, and it's a great thing, hindsight, because looking back, I said to myself, you keep putting your hand on the fire and it's going to get burnt eventually. And it's scary how you can see, I'm a very rational person, and I would overanalyse. That's half my battle, the nth degree, instead of just getting head first on it and stop worrying about what might come or what won't happen. But
it's easier said than done, though, isn't it? Just, you know.
But I'm really enjoying the show tonight. You know, the topics and
nice one, Gareth. Hey, very quickly before you go, you've been calling us for a while, and I really enjoy your calls, man. Do you feel do you feel that calling us helps you a little bit?
Yes, it does really help, because I try to just get it off, and I feel like it's just like an outlet. Like it's a great entertainment, a great, what's the word? What's the best way to
distraction?
Distraction.
Yeah.
It's like you can lose yourself for a couple of hours, and you just say, it's just something to take my mind off anxiety. Listen, but I need to get back to employment to get myself going, because
when you're ready, man, when you're ready, don't rush into it. You know, when you're ready, and if you think that will be a big benefit to you, then you can start looking into it. If you're not quite ready, then don't. But listen, Gareth, I really enjoy your calls, and I know a lot of people get a lot of insight out of them. So you give us a call anytime you want, man. Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
appreciate it. Right, bye.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Yeah, insight is a good way to put it, because I have family members who struggle with anxiety, and they feel really isolated. And I think there's kind of a shame associated with it. So they're already suffering from it. And then they're on top of it feeling very self-conscious about this thing that may be perceived as just belly aching and whining. And it just amps everything up.
Oh, well, it is. Some people perceive it as a weakness, and people that don't get it or don't get depression just think that you're feeling a little bit down or you're a little bit nervous, and they don't realise that it can be, for people like Gareth and me at various points in my life, it can be all-consuming. You know, it just takes over.
And it's the people who think that it's because you don't realise how lucky you are, and they have to remind you. And it's not about that. It's a chemical, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a quick ad break, shall we? This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio, 24-hour radio debate and entertainment.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
No, they don't.
The Sunday Times Alternative Wish List on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes onto the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy. Walking my dog in the countryside, that makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy, my children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money, it has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio, it has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money, it's about travel, it's about experience, it's about beauty, and it's just about love. That's rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
What led to him saying that?
Hello, Now TV Movie Hotline. So, what are you in the mood for?
I need something epic.
No problem. The all-action masterpiece Wonder Woman will give you an instant fix, and you can top up again next week with the heart-stopping drama Dunkirk.
Spot on.
Whatever you're in the mood for, the Now TV Sky Cinema Pass has the latest blockbusters, plus over 1,000 movies to suit your every whim, all without a contract. To start your 14-day free trial, search Now TV. 18 plus, new customers only. Pass renews at $9.99 a month unless cancelled.
If I won on Lotto this Saturday, I'd treat my sister Tracy because she deserves it more than anybody I know. She's kind, caring, really gorgeous. She means the world, actually. She means everything. Yeah, I've only got one sister, and she's the best sister ever. She just does all the things that a sister should do. She's a person who never expects to be treated, and she'd be so happy. It'd be beautiful to see her face. She's got a lovely face.
Lotto. Who wins if you win? Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 16 or over.
Whoa, what's with the massive spotlight? It's your local Dulux Decorator Centre, centering on you. On me?
On you and all our customers. See, everything we do, from online ordering 24/7 to rewarding you with nectar points, is centred on you. Blinded, eh?
Blinded? I need my shades from the van.
From time-saving online ordering to nectar points with every purchase, you'll be happy talking to Dulux Decorator Centre. Find out more at duluxdecoratorcentre.co.uk or your local store. Dulux Decorator Centre, centred on you. Open Bank Holiday Monday. Ella's one-handed stir-fry.
My friends used to say, when you have your first kid, you always have your hands full. I had triplets, so I've had to learn to do everything one-handed. I have mastered the stir-fry. I take fresh veg, pork marinated in hoisin, and noodles, then stir it all into a wok. It's delicious enough to have again and again, and simple enough to do while I'm playing peekaboo.
Give your pork stir-fry extra zing with our hoisin and ginger marinade. Food Love Stories, brought to you by Tesco. Cast your mind back and think, were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists. Pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
I don't know anything about Kanye West. I don't think I've heard any of his. I must have heard of Kanye West.
Yeah, you have.
Song.
Gold Digger, everyone liked that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus Walks.
Okay.
That was a big.
No,
You'd know it if you heard it.
Oh, American Boy with
no
Estelle, wasn't it?
No. Oh, was he? No, that was that him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realise it was him.
Yeah, but that's more of a production, rapping genre.
Because we were just talking about Kanye West and how is he having a meltdown, and you pointed out that what a coincidence he has a new album coming out in a month. But in terms of promotion, because we had a call last week, when someone said, have you seen what Kanye's doing on Twitter? He's just lost 9 million followers when he posted the Donald Trump signed hat. Lost 9 million followers just like that. That's funny, man. But that's an odd promotional campaign for a record.
He's an interesting character. You could say, you did say he's having a meltdown, but really if you look at his whole career is having a meltdown. Like sort of his brand, he's a chaotic individual.
He said he was the biggest rock star on the planet at one point, didn't he? And
he's always on the struggle bus, that guy. And he's infuriating to his fans. He's frustrating and infuriating, and he's really irritating to people who don't like him. But if you even just look at the comments on iTunes or something under the music. People back in 2008 are like, man, this guy's his own worst enemy, and he's such a big mouth blowhard. I mean, that's just him. That's his.
He's the one that's married. It's Jay-Z that's married to Beyonce.
Yeah, he's married to Kim Kardashian.
Is he really?
He is.
Yeah. I love how you're just. It's like you've been in a bunker or something.
I don't really know these
How
things.
do you not know? How can you not know that? Like just through osmosis. I mean, you work in show business.
Yeah.
Do you have some sort of force field around you?
Also, you've been the entertainment reporter for Good Morning Britain.
I'm trying to hip you to a little bit of 20th century showbiz gossip.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, well, ding dong those chimes a little bit louder.
But I was thinking, when I was reading about him losing 9, for some reason I thought he was Jay-Z.
No. Jay-Z wouldn't say anything
no,
like that.
Jay-Z's too smart. Jay-Z.
In that case I don't care about Kanye
Jay-Z is
West.
older than you think he is, isn't he? Is he like in his 50s?
Well, he's a grown-up anyway.
I don't care about Kanye then. Jay-Z, as long as Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're still married,
yeah? Everything's under
control. That's great.
Cool.
That's fine. Then I'm happy then. I like them. Let's go to Alistair. Good evening, Alistair.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
It's fun time, Alistair.
How you doing?
Good,
thank you, Alistair. What have you got for us? Let's launch into it. Let's dive in.
Yes. I wondered if I might say that I'm old enough to have enjoyed all of the word.
Oh, thank goodness. I know. We all go back a ways, don't we?
So am I old enough?
I don't know what your age is.
I am old enough. I'm 40 years old.
You are? And looking good with it, Catherine. So, Alistair, I hope it was a pleasant experience for you.
Well, there were good shows and bad shows, but what I can say is that you were my favourite presenter.
Yay! Thank you. I was doing my best.
Out of all of you, you seem the most sensible.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm sensible. Let the man speak. I'm sensible.
You were the most sensible, and you actually delivered your reports with a certain sense of seriousness, which was
what was needed on the word.
No, seriousness. Don't get. Yeah, exactly.
Did you actually watch the word?
No, he knows what he's talking about,
Okay.
Ian. Unlike you.
I feel a little bit of chemistry. I feel a bit of. It's like when you met Terry Christian again.
No, there were. Alistair will back me up on this, but there were actually some hard-hitting, topical reports on things that were more serious, like Scientology. I did a report on that.
Yeah.
Did a report on the man who had plastic surgery on his penis.
Wow, I remember that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Don't do that. Maybe don't do that. That's not.
But talking about dating,
yes,
Kath and Ian, I saw.
Thanks for that, Katie. I'll finish with you. I'll move on to the other two chumps. Yes?
No, I'm in standby.
No, something that you mentioned last night, guys.
Yes.
I saw episode 2 of that dating show on BBC 2 with the farmers.
Oh, Loving the Country.
Episode 2?
Yeah, because it's available on iPlayer.
Oh, what?
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
This is tomorrow. We watch it together.
No, we'll spoil it for ourselves if we watch 2.
Is the whole series on?
No, it's just episode 2, so...
No, we'll save it.
I didn't enjoy episode 1 too much, but things do move on a little.
Well, I enjoy... Have you seen this show? It was on last night.
Loving the Country.
Sarah Cox presenting it.
All right.
And it's farmers, male and female farmers, that are single, different ages, and the BBC have advertised them on a website, and people have written in to the farmer that they fancy, and they get taken to this big country house, and they get all their letters. Some had more. One guy had 2 boxes of letters. One woman had hardly any letters at all.
Oh, dear.
And they pick out of the letters which ones they'd like to meet.
Yeah, they have like shortlist about 7, and then they get it down to 3 that they're going to spend time with on their farm.
Oh, and the first 15
But is it
minutes,
farmer to farmer? No. So it's like a civilian with a farmer.
So there's a kind of a fish out of water thing, but
So
they have
they
to go
want-
to the farm.
And then they have like the hilarious, like, I don't know my way around a goat teat.
Oh, absolutely. There's already one, isn't there?
the first-
Francesca, who's got like the hair extensions and the fillers and stuff.
But they know that they're farmers that they're being paired up with.
Right.
And they've written to the specific farmer. And the first 15 minutes, I was watching it with Katherine, going, this is rubbish. This is what a stupid idea. Then 15 minutes into it, it clicked, and we were both going, oh my God, this is the most amazing. It's incredible.
And what is it about? Is it just the folksy down-homeness of the farmers in question, or
they're all characters?
They're just. It's good. It's all in the casting.
It's done very it's very classy production. It's not,
But most of all, it's that thing that we all like doing, which is going, they don't go together. It's that one. Is he going to recognise that it's that one he wants rather than the flashy model that's not going to work down
There's some nice, kind of moving stories in there. The young lady whose husband died 4 years ago, and she's, finally ready to meet a farmer, and there's silliness in it. The Francesca lady who's...
They're setting her up to be the...
Well, you can tell why he picked her, but it's
So does the farmer...
She scared me, that Francesca.
I bet she
did. They date more than one person?
Yeah.
I think they get to hang out with the four that they select on the farm, and then they decide which one they're going to marry and impregnate.
Can I just say, I won't say any spoilers.
Well, then don't, because you... Okay, I'm not going
to say any.
Did he spoil the film about that woman who went to see a psychiatrist and then...
Was that him or was it the other fellow with the Cine World Pass?
I don't know, but I'm hovering. Go on, Alistair, I'm hovering. Any spoilers?
Okay, well, I'm not going to say any names or anything like that.
Well, no, don't say anything. No. No, don't. Don't. Even if you're going to... I'm not going to say any names, but one of them kills someone. Well, that's kind of a spoiler, isn't it? That would be...
I don't think anyone's going to get killed.
No, I know. There's no killing. Okay, well, that's a spoiler in itself, Alistair. Thank you very much.
I'm not watching the show if there's no killing.
Good evening.
Katie's out.
Slaughtered lamb or something.
Good evening, Alex.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
I hope you're well. I just want to make a very short call, so I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to point out a couple of things, or take the opportunity to say a couple of things. Firstly, with Katie being on tonight, I'm a new listener, and I heard Katie there. I mean, I cannot believe she's single. Cause,
I know. Thank you.
I know.
She's quite annoying during the breaks.
But when you be on the Word, and any time I've seen you on TV, you're so charismatic and got a really engaging manner. So, as someone that's watched you for a long time on TV, I just want to say,
oh my gosh,
going on.
You have just made me feel very, very nice. Thank you very much. It's so kind of you.
I thought I would just share that with you. The other compliment I want to pass on as a new listener is to Ian and Kath. Last night I heard you talking to both the lad who had a lump in his testicle.
Oh yeah, Russell.
And then a chap at the end of the night who was blind, I believe, who lost his sight in an accident at work. The way you treated him, I thought that was wonderful. And
a nice one, man.
There's not many times you'll hear, people on radio that actually make a massive difference to people. Well, and I think that, it was really quite special.
Manny is a guy that's been calling me for a few... I mean, just explain to Katie, he's been calling me for a few years. And he's had a bit of bad luck, and he lost his eyesight in an industrial accident. And he calls on and off, and he's been having a little bit of problem with booze and stuff. And then last night he called in to say that a few weeks ago he tried to kill himself. And he'd taken the overdose, he'd written the note, and he woke up in hospital because his wife had found it. It was heartbreaking. This poor guy, he just had enough. His eyesight, he had 6% eyesight, it's gone down to 2%, and he's just had enough. And the poor bloke. When he's on form, he's a funny, decent, warm man, and he just gets these depressions, because of...
I'm so glad that he knew he could call you guys.
That poor guy. I've been thinking about Manny a lot today, actually, Alex, but fingers crossed he's all right. Anyway, go on, sorry, sir.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
And my final point, and a bit of a lighter note, is mansplaining.
Okay.
I think I've solved it.
Oh, good.
I know this won't apply to Ian because he's not really a big sports guy, but I think there's a major obsession men have with pundits, the football pundits, and then you see it is then passing on knowledge. I find myself being obsessive about watching pundits and going, and then sometimes that sort of it's quite sort of talking down to, and then I find myself doing it. And it's quite embarrassing. So I think it might be something as basic as that.
Oh, that is such a good insight.
I'm giving you a different angle on it.
I think it's a great angle. That is very insightful because it's something that especially if you follow sports, you're always exposed to that because that's the lingo and that's the manner.
I can't think of a female version of that.
Yeah, there's not a female version. I mean, actually, I would say the female version would be a 14-year-old girl on Facebook, very bossily explaining like how to do her nails or something like
or
that.
Or the old-fashioned women's magazines.
The old-fashioned women's magazines. But yeah, the pundit idea. Like the ultimate expert.
Well, the way that I would further the argument and perhaps take it is to this, X Factor, Simon Cowell, and whatever. There was a funny picture, by the way, of that.
Isn't it? What's he done to his face,
Why does he look like a sock puppet?
But yeah, that sort of thing of, we have judges and judging and people looking for acceptance and then people looking at other people to give their opinion and then everyone thinks, well, that opinion's gold. So I think as a society that's just my own view.
I think that's great. I think that you're absolutely right. And like you say, more and more our entertainment is structured like a competition and a judgment and a talent show. And are you in? Are you out? Are you good enough?
So
and
judgment becomes God. And then that's the society rules, and then everything else falls on. But I'm not going to take any more of your time.
Oh no, you've added so much value, and also with the compliments. I mean,
dude.
Don't rush off.
I'll say one final aspect. I heard you guys talking off when it was an advert about just working TV, and Iain was obviously fantastic in the jungle and the sort of nature of show business.
Right, it's getting a little bit sucky now, Alex. You don't need to do the compliments. No, go on.
It's quite fickle, but I remember Frank Skinner coming up to Edinburgh, and he basically could not get any work on telly for love nor money. He got a break, and then he was on everything. So, show business. I'm sure all you guys, I'm sure.
All it takes is one.
Now, and I'm sure you guys will all be back on TV. You should be.
All it takes is one phone call, and then it can kickstart the whole thing. Alex, thank you very much, man. Nice to talk to you. We'll speak again.
Bye.
Ta-ta. Can I ask, Catherine, what's going on? We've had really nice, positive callers this evening.
Do you not normally have such smart?
God, we get arseholes. Generally.
I
think it might be the Puckrik vibe.
The Puckrik vibe. I'm really raising the tone with my sleazy conversational topics.
And we did start with a talk of taints.
Yeah.
That was it. That was where we started. That was where we started, and you dragged us up. Catherine, would you please escort Katie Puckrik off the premises?
Yep.
Is there anything you want to plug on Twitter? At Katie Puckrik. You got that one.
Yeah.
Anything? Any websites or things?
Nothing. I mean, my usual bag is that I'm a bit obsessive about perfume, and I do write about perfume, not only on my own blog, Katie Puckrik Smells, but I pop up here and there amongst various media platforms. But, nothing particularly to plug. I'm just happy to be the wind beneath your wings.
I have a tweet about you saying, can you ask Katie Puckrik, this is from Stephen, what her favourite men's and women's fragrances are?
Oh, well, tonight, after smelling the very fragrant Iain Lee with his Prada Pour Homme, that smells pretty damn fine. But I would say a fantastic fragrance for men and women, but it is a man's fragrance, Vetiver by Guerlain. Do you know that one? It's fantastic.
I used to use Vetiver, and it was one of my favourites. It was
So it's very rooty, it's very grassy and rooty and tobacco-y, and then there's kind of a citrus freshness to it, but it has a real kind of heft and grit to it. And there's a little bit of nutmegness to it, so slightly spicy. So I think that's fantastic.
My favourite one got discontinued. My favourite Vetiver.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, it was... what was her name? The woman that was making her own perfumes, and then she sold it on to...
Jo Malone.
Jo Malone. It was a Jo Malone one.
Well, Guerlain, Vetiver, that's a good one. And then I'm kind of right now enjoying one by a niche brand called Byredo, and it's called 1996. And that smells a bit like carrots, weirdly. It's amber and iris and patchouli and leather, but there's definitely like an odd note that you can't place until you realize... I think it smells like carrots. It's sort of syrupy and dark and mysterious and interesting.
So lovely to see you.
Good to see you.
Come
Good
in
to smell
anytime.
you.
I know we're so bad at organising this, but honestly, we have an open invitation.
Okay, well, thanks. I can talk for Britain and America, so happy to do my part.
034. Catherine's going to go for a bit now to drive Katie home.
Yeah. If you get bored, you can always, I'm hands-free, so...
No, mate, because last time you dropped her off, you got stopped by the...
Oh, yeah, the fuzz.
The old bill.
I don't want to get busted
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I have an empty switchboard in front of me. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK.
Thank you, Katie.
On DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you.
Thank you for making...
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes onto the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually, I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy. Walking my dog in the countryside, that makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining, it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy. My children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. That and rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something different.
In the Dreams Up to Half Price Sleep event, there's extra bank holiday offers until Monday. The clock's ticking. That's what dreams are made of.
Take advantage of the extra day this weekend and enjoy great offers on electricals at John Lewis. There's a 10-year guarantee available on the Miele WCE 320 washing machine with Power Wash, which completes a full A-rated wash cycle in under an hour. Plus, we've got £75 cashback on selected Miele fridge freezers, so you can keep your food fresher for longer for less. Enjoy great offers in-store and online this weekend at John Lewis. Terms and conditions apply.
We like to talk about what we know about at Glowworm, like the practical training for new installers and the 499 checks we do on our boilers before they leave the factory. Did I mention 30 quid cashback and a free 7-year warranty with every registered install from our energy boiler range on our Plumbing Toolbox app?
The Glowworm Energy Boiler range starts at $599 with a 7-year warranty and a £30 cash reward. Download our app or find out more at glowworm.co.uk. Glowworm. Easy does it. Terms and conditions apply. See glowworm.co.uk for more details.
This is the sound of someone with a million things to do, waiting in. Your time is precious. We're with you. So our engineers call ahead to let you know when they're on their way. When you're with British Gas, we're with you. 95% of engineers call ahead.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Listen up, comrades of the world. Unite.
Our glorious leader, George Galloway, was the mother of all talk shows.
The switchboard is lighting up. Controversial conversation and cutting-edge current affairs comment with the notorious B.I.G.G. Listen, this guy's a nightmare. He's not a great guy, folks. The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway. Tomorrow night from 7 on Talk Radio. Tiny Dino Hands.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
03444991000. Kath will be back. She's on off to drop Katie Puckrik home. I love having Katie. It's such a joy. Such a joy. You can give us a call about absolutely anything you want. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
Hello.
I'm trying to find this aftershave that Katie Puckrik was talking about, but I can't find it, so that's disappointing. How you doing, man?
Rough.
What's wrong?
I'm banned from the post office.
The what?
Banned from the post office.
You're banned from the post office?
Because,
what have you done?
Took the contraflow system out.
What's that? Is that your catheter?
No, the ropes there.
Oh, the ropes there?
Have lanes in the post office.
Right.
And semi-electric chair.
Right.
Bit too fast and took it out.
Uh-oh.
So I'm banned. Or at least my chair is.
Well, I don't think that... Can they ban you from the post office, miserable gits?
Yeah.
That's outrageous! Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Although, you know, if you're a danger to people's health. So what do you do in the post office?
Buy things.
What things are you buying in there? Because they sell old people's things.
No, not an old person.
Yeah, well, they sell old person's things in there.
I don't like the post office. Got stuck in there before.
Okay, so right.
Probably having Parkinson's when you're young, people don't think you're ill. So you get stuck as when I first started getting Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I cast my gyro.
Yes. Oh, they can't ban you from the post office, Jerry. Just go in there and apologise and be slower.
Well, I tried to turn around and you just freeze, you can't move.
Yeah.
So I asked me to turn me around and he didn't understand it. It's a weird disease.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand when young people get things.
Yeah, I know, man.
I'm going through a rough time. So I'm going to be... The doctor lost my letter twice. She was changing me drugs.
Yeah.
The doctor had the letter off the consultant and lost it twice. So I'm still on my old drugs.
Oh, flippin' heck.
Still on from the social worker for months.
Yeah.
It's just getting, I don't know. It's getting hot and weather's getting hot and it's knocking me out.
No, yeah, the warm weather's not good for people with Parkinson's or anything.
You got the bloody heating on the place. I was heating on the phone and it's hot weather outside.
But this is the thing. Hospitals and NHS places, they do always have the radiators on, and I don't quite know why.
It must cost them a fortune.
Yeah, it must do. I know it's a big thing, but it's a famous thing that's what they do.
Any sugary drinks have gone up almost £1.
Really?
Pepsi's gone up £1.
Ay.
£2.89 for a 2-litre bottle.
That's out. Well, that's out. Is that the sugar tax?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Outrageous.
It's me only it's me one little thing you like, a bit of sugar. It's a boost.
I'm going to be honest, Jerry. I'm not giving you my full attention because I'm trying to buy bloody aftershave.
Geo, that's a good one.
What is?
Geo. Geo. Oh, and Puramoni. I can't pronounce my H's, it's H-E.
You can't, well...
I come from Stoke, can't pronounce H's.
You can't pronounce it.
When you go off Crooks, you can tell he's a Stoke because he can't pronounce his H's. He's trying to be all posh and he says something with an H and his will just collapses around him.
Well, these are the things.
Off Crooks.
How's
your TV work going?
Huh?
How's your TV work?
My TV work?
It's still going?
Yeah, it's good. I'm off to the Isle of Wight straight after the show tonight, and I'm going to be doing Loose Women. Tomorrow, I'm giving away a mobile... I don't know what the correct term is. It's not a caravan. I'm giving away a mobile home on the Isle of Wight tomorrow, and then I've got a dash...
Enter the competition?
No! I think the competition might close. And then on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be on Good Morning Britain again. So it's all... And I'm waiting to hear back on a really big job that I really, really want. And I've not wanted a job as much as I've wanted this for years and years and years. And I suspect I won't get it. But
I wonder.
And then I suspect, and I wrote to the producer a few days ago and said I would totally be great for this job. And she said we'll let you know soon. But
I think you would have got the right idea.
No, it's not the right stuff.
Oh.
But I've thrown my name into the ring for that. I got in touch with the producer straight away and said, "Oi, you owe me one. Give me that."
I think it'd be great to give you a reference.
I'd be brilliant at it. I'd be brilliant at the right stuff. But who knows? Who knows?
The right stuff.
Yeah.
The right man.
The right man for the right stuff. Jerry, up your bum.
Okay, up your bum.
Thank you very much indeed. 03444 999 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give me a call, you'd be very, very welcome to. Now is an excellent time to remind you, dear listener, before we go into the news, that you can download this show, best of bits of this show, on podcast. If you go to iTunes or your usual podcast provider and download, type in Iain Lee Talk Radio, then this show pops up. Also, I guess another rabbit. I keep forgetting what the days are. It's Thursday, isn't it? I think another episode of The Rabbit Hole was released this morning, which is the show that Catherine and I do. And in fact, I'll tweet, I'll find the link for it and I'll tweet it during the news. It's a fun, silly show that we do. I don't know if we're going to do any more. We've got about another 5 or 6 or 7 that we've pre-recorded already. I suspect maybe we're done. I don't know. I don't quite know. I'm searching for the next idea, guys, whatever that may be. So you can get that on Acast or iTunes or your usual podcast provider. We've got another hour of this nonsense before Paul Ross comes on at 1 o'clock. The switchboard is empty now. Would be an excellent time to give us a call. You'll speak to Sam. He will take your name and number and call you back immediately. 0344 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the Alternative Rich List, filled with the year's most inspiring people who've challenged us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realising success and a life of fulfilment. Investigate the Sunday Times Alternative Rich List all next week with Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
When a stroke strikes, the damage spreads like a fire in the brain. When you spot any single one of the signs, think and act fast. F. Face. Has it fallen on one side? A. Arms. Can they raise them? S. Speech. Is it slurred? T. Time to dial 999. The faster you act, the better their chances. So even if you're not sure, act fast. Make the call. Dial 999.
Make the most of the extra day this bank holiday with great offers on leading brands at John Lewis, like savings on the Jamie Oliver by Tefal cookware range. And with the John Lewis price promise, you'll never pay more than you should, because we match our high street competitors' prices every day of the year. So whether you're hosting a dinner party for friends or cooking up your signature dish for the family, you're sure to impress your guests this bank holiday. Enjoy great offers in-store and online this weekend at John Lewis. Terms and conditions apply.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
What do you fancy for dinner?
Well, Great Taste of America's back at McDonald's. There's that New York stack.
What's that?
It's 2 beef burgers, baby.
Keep talking.
A hell of a lot of slaw, pickles, and bacon, all in a New York-style bagel. You's up for it?
What are we waiting for? Let's get out of here. Great Taste of America is back at McDonald's. Go all out for the classic New York stack. Coleslaw, pickles, and bacon in a sesame seed bagel. Around until 15th of May. Available from 10:30am, subject to availability, participating restaurants only.
No bed,
Across
please.
the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Good morning, I'm Lisa O'Sullivan. Counting's underway in council and mayoral elections across England, with the first results expected in very soon. It's the first big test of public opinion since the general election, when Prime Minister Theresa May lost her majority. More than 4,000 seats across 150 council areas are up for grabs. Labour are hoping to capitalise on Brexit uncertainty. Shadow Trade Secretary Barry Gardner is cautiously optimistic.
We hold many councils around the country. This was a high historically for us 4 years ago. There are councils in London, my own council in Brent, where we currently have 56 out of 63 seats. It's difficult to make gains in that situation.
The White House says the US president only learnt that his lawyer had paid a porn star £100,000 hush money after the payment. Donald Trump insists his legal advisor's been reimbursed and no campaign funds were used. Mr. Trump says he paid to halt any false claims of an affair. White House spokesperson Sarah Sanders was asked why Mr. Trump originally said he knew nothing about it.
This wasn't something that was initially known, but later learned. And again, we give the best information possible at the time, and we're going to continue to do that every single day.
A man's been arrested on suspicion of assault at the funeral parade of Henry Vincent, the burglar fatally stabbed by an elderly homeowner. The suspect, believed to be a teenager, has been released under investigation. A helpline's received around 8,000 calls after it emerged 270 women may have had their lives shortened due to errors in breast cancer screening. An IT failure since 2009 meant 450,000 women in England weren't invited to their final routine checkup. Bill Cosby and Roman Polanski have been expelled from the US Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Producer Harvey Weinstein was kicked out last year following numerous allegations of sexual assault. talkRADIO weather, patchy rain and drizzle heading southeastward, milder, and Friday should see plenty of sunny spells.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on talkRADIO.
We have... Handsome man, Guerlain. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The last hour of the show, goddammit, it's going to be sparky, it's going to be spunky, it's going to kick off. And who better to kick it off with than Mo?
Hi Ian. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks, Mo. I was bigging you up there, Mo, and it was a little bit flaccid, but don't worry. I'm fine, Mo. How are you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
What's going on?
I'll ask you a personal question. I'm not sure you're going to answer. You're probably not going to answer.
Okay. Well, hang on a second. If you think I'm not going to ask it, why do you think I'm not going to answer it?
Because, like, I know you're probably just not going to answer. I just feel it.
Well, then why ask it?
No, just let me ask, because I said try, innit?
I suppose so. Try. You've got to try.
Okay.
Well, this is an historic moment for both of us because I don't know what the question is. You don't know whether I'm going to answer it. Honestly, we're about to enter the random zone, right? Anything could happen. Let's see.
Open the floor for me, then.
The floor is open to Mo. Mo, welcome to the random zone. Fire away, Mo.
So what was going through your mind when you were eating those strawberries and I'm a celebrity, get me out of here? We did that selfish act.
I thought you were going to ask, like, a really deep, personal question. You're asking about some strawberries from 4 or 5 months ago. I'll tell you what was going through my mind. These strawberries taste delicious.
Yeah, well, why would you do that to your team, man? When you knew your whole team could benefit from them, why would you do that?
Well, they couldn't. It was one strawberry each.
Well, it would be so nice for your team. Well,
they've had strawberries since, Mo.
Plus, you were pushing Amir to eat them anyway.
What? Well, if you've seen it, you'll know that Amir suggested it, and Amir was pushing me. But thanks for making up your own narrative, Mo. Oh, by the way, you weren't there. You don't even know what happened. But thanks.
I was there. I was watching the TV.
You were there. Okay. Mo, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
What?
It was 5 minutes of a reality TV show 5 months ago. You really need to get a life and get over it.
Yeah, but it was the morals behind it, man.
Screw morals.
It was the morals behind it.
Here's the thing. Do you want to know what I was thinking? Do you know what I was thinking?
What?
I was thinking, if I do this right... there's two things I was thinking. First thing I thought was, would my two best friends, Scott and Kath, would they find it funny? Right?
And they didn't.
No, they did. They found it hilarious. So I judged that right. And the second thought I was thinking, right, was, if this is shown the way I expect it to be shown, this will be an iconic moment in this series of I'm a Celebrity that had so far, to the best of my knowledge, been quite boring, right?
No, you weren't thinking that, man. You just wanted the strawberries.
Hang on a minute. Mo, you've asked me a question. I'm answering it in a more honest way than you can handle. and now you're disputing my answer. That's very rude, man. Why would I lie to you?
It's just because it was a big, I mean...
I'm not going to give the answer that you want me to give because that answer isn't my truth. I'm telling you my truth. You're about to get a world exclusive on a story no one gives a toss about. And because it's not the story that you want to believe, you won't believe it.
A lot of people care, man. Don't tell me that no one gives a toss about it.
Mate, it was
last... cared about it.
It was no one cared... Literally... No one, apart from you, cares about the strawberries from I'm a Celebrity. Why? What answer do you think I should give you?
I think you should say that was a really selfish act. To be honest,
I'm not going to say that. I'm afraid because I disagree with that. So I'm not going to give you the answer that you want. I'm afraid.
I don't know, man, Ian.
No, I do know, man, Mo. I'm not going to give you the answer that you want. I was giving you the absolute truth to the question that you asked me, but you chose not to allow me to finish that. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't believe it. That's your choice.
No, I listened to you. So you wanted to make your friends laugh. But was that really going through your mind when you were eating those strawberries?
Well, how many thoughts did I say were going through my mind?
You said 2.
Yeah, and you didn't let me finish the second one.
I heard your second one.
No, you didn't, because you interrupted it halfway through. So you didn't.
Finish it then.
No, I'm not going to, because you're a very rude man. And I'm not going to tell you what you want me to tell you. But, this guy's... Have you heard this guy? Yeah. Mo, I know my truth, and I know exactly what was going through my head.
If I tried to apologise to the world about you eating those strawberries...
I'm not going to do that. This is a wind-up call, yeah? This is a wind-up call.
Mo's called us before. Did you hear when he was on with Tommy and Mo had an argument with Tommy about teachers?
No, I don't listen.
Deliberately didn't listen that time as well.
Oh, okay, so is Mo an enfant terrible, or is he just le tosseur? Which is it, Mo?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't, because we're
better than Tommy, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I know I am.
Again,
and I'm
when you eat those lovely strawberries, those fresh strawberries and cream.
Hang on a second. This is a wind-up call, man, because no one could be... Mo. No one could be this dumb. No one could be as dumb as you're being now. This is an act, man, and fair play, it's a good act, but no one could be this stupid.
I was just disagreeing with you, that you were very...
No. You weren't disagreeing with me. You weren't disagreeing with me. You were saying that I was lying. You're calling me a liar.
I was just saying you were licking that cream. It was selfish. It was very, very selfish to your team. And you were eating those strawberries, licking that cream.
Hang on a second. I didn't have a team on I'm a Celebrity. That my team was me... and my family. That was my team. I didn't have a team. The other people in the camp, mate, they weren't the camp. They weren't teams. Well, then, Mo, you need to be very specific about words. I didn't have a team. They weren't my group either. They weren't my group. They weren't my.
They weren't just a random.
Yeah, they were. Well, they were They were literally a random group of people. They were not my friends, Mo.
Well, they should have been. I'm sorry, a lot of people build relationships.
God, you're dumb. What? A lot of people... I've got a couple of really good friends off the back of it, but...
Well, you just said that they weren't your friends, and I see that you are. So you're changing your views, aren't you?
No, not at all. Listen to the language I'm using, man. I'm very specific with my friends, with my phrases. Let me say this again, right? They weren't my friends. I've built a couple of good friendships off the back of that show. Do you see the subtle difference there?
You just said that you keep changing your mind.
No, I don't. Listen again. I'm not. They weren't, at the time I ate the strawberries, they weren't my friends. I have made a couple of good... let me finish, Mo. Let me finish, Mo. Mo, let me finish. At the time of eating the strawberries, they were not my friends. I have made a couple of good friendships off the back of that show. Do you see this? Do you see the difference?
There was no moral, even towards people you stayed with for like a few weeks of the time.
I had no connection with them. I had no connection with them at that point.
But still, even if you have no connection, you shouldn't eat the strawberries, man.
Mo, how old are you? What are you, 32?
Listen, man.
How old are you, Mo? 32?
I'm 17. I've said
Jeez, then you need to get a life, dude. It's a show. It's over. They're already lining up the people for this year's I'm a Celebrity. Get over it, man. I've got over it. They've got over it. You need to get up. If Rebecca Vardy can get over the Strawberries, then Mo in Watford needs to get over the Strawberries.
But it's still a selfish act. I just want to bring it back up to you. That was just a selfish act, and you really should apologise, to the people involved.
I don't know if you saw the show. We obviously didn't watch the show because, what did I do shortly after eating the strawberries, Mo? What did I do?
You were you felt bad, and then you just said, Amir, you covered up for Amir.
No, yeah, I covered up for Amir, and I went, and what did I go and say to the boys and girls, my teammates? What did I say to them?
But sorry.
What? There we go. I said I'm sorry. I apologise, Mo.
Easiest word. It's the easiest word. It's about the malls. If it was me, I would say no. I'm not going to eat those strawberries.
Okay, Mo. Well, then you missed out on some delicious strawberries, and you missed out on being the highlight of the entire series. Well done, Mo.
Yeah, but
well
you
played.
Been a man, man. You would have been a man.
He's being the man nonsense. All right, Mo. Hey, thanks for the call, man.
Cheers, man.
There we go. He's good. I like him.
Mo could have an argument in a phone box.
He's good. I like Mo. I think he's playing a little game
He's
there.
not.
No,
He
I
spoke
think
to
he
his
is.
dad. He spoke to his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is his dad a knob as well?
No, his dad seems...
No, I think Mo was playing a game there.
No.
No, 17-year-old.
I think he thinks he's being clever, but he just doesn't listen.
No. Can you turn your phone off? Did you drop your girlfriend back?
Stop being jealous.
I'm a little bit.
I don't like her more than you.
Who do you like the most?
I don't like either of you.
Okay, no, fair enough, that'll do.
Talk Radio, digital debate for the UK.
She was good.
And Talk
Did
Radio.
she enjoy it?
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the alternative rich list, filled with the year's most inspiring people, challenged us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realising success and a life of fulfilment. Investigate the Sunday Times alternative rich list all next week with Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
Still ignoring the DIY? Ron Seal will now help get it done with powers of persuasion. Focus on the sound of DIY. Relax. Be carried away to a calm place. Your doorstep. Then stain your front door with Ron Seal 10-year wood stain for 10 years of all-weather protection. Satisfying. Now, just do exactly what it says on the tin. Ron Seal.
Prepare to be wowed with Office Outlet's huge bank holiday savings. There's amazing offers this weekend. It's buy one, get one half price on all printer ink and toners. Stock up on stationery with a magnificent 20% off. And you can store it all away neatly in a 64-litre really useful box. Just £16.99 each or two for £20. Available in store and online all over the bank holiday weekend. Huge bank holiday savings at Office Outlet.
What do you fancy for dinner?
Well, Great Taste of America's back at McDonald's. There's that New York stack.
What's that?
It's full beef burgers, baby.
Keep talking.
A hell of a lot of pickles and bacon, all in a New York-style bagel. You up for it?
What are we waiting for? Let's get out of here. Great Taste of America.
Oh no, I blocked her already. I've muted her. I've muted her ages ago. It was saying,
Around the 15th of May.
with dogs. No, I
Available
blocked
from
her. Yeah, I
10:30
blocked
a.m.
her.
subject to availability, participating restaurants only. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
This is some show, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
it definitely is.
just checking. Hey, Manny. Oh.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Manny. Not dead yet.
No,
No, we're winning. How you feeling today, man?
not too bad.
Yeah, you a little bit better.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
little bit, trying to get my head around it.
Yeah. So what you been doing since we last spoke?
Nothing really, went shopping with the wife.
Yeah. Nice bit of normality and mundanity. That's what we need sometimes.
Back to normality.
reality.
Yeah, that's what we need
Trying to. You know, sometimes you get like a voice in your head.
Yeah.
You I know. You know, you probably understand.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. Just popping at you all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's other people.
Well, so hang on, what is this voice in your head telling you to do? Kill yourself?
Sort of.
Houses. You've spoken to a doctor about that?
Yeah, they put me on that,
amitriptyline.
But she didn't want me to go on there because I took it. It was like, oh God, it's like a zombie. So you know, very little tablet.
Yeah.
It's like makes you like a zombie, doesn't it? So I did take them for a bit, but I couldn't wake up and then just fall asleep all the time.
Yeah, it's getting that balance, isn't it?
Weaned me off them slowly. And there was another one, I can't remember the name of that one. So I'm trying to stay off the tablet, those two anyway, and the drink.
Stay off the drink, man. Stay off the drink, definitely.
Yeah. And I wasn't on the drink, you know, that much. A couple of shots a night. And it was only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe not even Saturday sometimes, just
hang on, you said nearly every day of the week then.
Missed out 2.
Three. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, maybe not Friday, Saturday sometime, a couple of shots.
You've got a very noisy body, haven't you?
Noisy body?
Yeah, a very noisy body.
Says you.
No, well, says you last night. Flipping heck.
Oh yeah, my stomach.
But there's lots of, with you, Manny, there's lots of squeaks and squeals and sniffles and farts and all kinds of wonderful noises emanating from you.
I've had a bit of the flu and throat was hurting.
Yeah.
I think that's when they pushed the pipe down my throat.
Yeah.
It's
out your stomach.
Sore. Yeah.
Oh, is that why you sound a bit hoarse?
Yeah,
right.
It's quite sore.
Yeah.
And that was the hospital and all that, I thought I had it better than the people there, even worse off than, the next person. Unbelievable.
Hey, someone sent me, hang on, let me just type in Fanny onto my computer. Someone sent me this. This is from Toby, and I've not heard this yet. Shall we have a little listen to this? Yeah. So this is Toby sent me this. Let me just, hang on, let me play it. Download it. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is that he's sent me. For goodness sake, this in computer does my absolute nutting. Hang on, here we go. This should do it. Here we go. Here we go. And play. Go. And here we go.
You ready for this, Manny?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the spinning rainbow wheel. Flipping computer.
You haven't spent all that money that you got in the jungle.
I've spent it, mate. Right, let me close. Right, let me close that. This is going to be worth it. I know this is going to be worth it, guys. Toby wouldn't send me something that wasn't worth it. He wouldn't have done, would he?
It's not working.
It's not working. Hang on, here we go. Hang on, here we go. Let me just do this. Click on this. Here we go.
With your incessant talking, you're becoming a pest. Funny. Yep, funny, jabber, yep, funny, jabber, funny, yep, funny, jabber, funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Do it again.
That was good. That was good. Oh, Toby, mate, thank you. Here we go.
With your incessant talking, you're becoming a pest. Funny, yep, funny, funny, jabber, yep, funny, jabber, funny, yep, funny, jabber, funny.
Indulge me one more time.
With your incessant talking, you're becoming
in a pace. Panny, 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 panny. Yep, panny, yep. Panny, panny, jabber, yep, panny, panny, jabber, panny, yep, panny, panny, jabber, panny.
Anyway, George Galloway's still down a hole. George, you alright? Is there anything we can get you? Okay.
Oh, good. Thanks to that guy, he found out didn't he was listening to the show.
Yeah.
Scottish chap.
Alex.
He's right. You can talk to you like a normal person.
Which is such a rarity on this show. A normal person.
Down to earth.
Down to earth.
You sort of mix with everybody, don't you?
Not in real life. I don't like common people in real life. But on the radio, it's great entertainment.
No, it is.
Right, Manny, listen.
What? Behind a successful man.
Yes.
Like the saying goes,
there's a woman rolling her eyes.
Woman, that's right.
well, there's no what woman's behind me.
Well, you see why.
Right, I'm cutting you off, Manny. You're obviously on the booze again. Go away. What a rude man. Good evening, Tom.
Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Tom. What do you have for us at 12:25 on a Thursday evening?
I've got fuck all for you, I've got nothing much for you, I'm afraid.
Did he swear?
He did a swear.
Right, first of all, are you on speakerphone?
No.
Right, why does it sound rubbish? I couldn't hear what you were saying, because it sounds all echoey.
Apologies if we missed that one.
Sorry, I was.
You were on speakerphone. Right, you're on speakerphone line to me, and you've dropped an F-bomb. Thanks for calling. Catherine, I think, hit the dump button in time because she's a professional. But if it didn't, then that swear word went out. You'd have heard it on Periscope if it went out on the radio. Sincere apologies. I couldn't hear what he was saying. Let's try Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, both. How you doing?
Are you on speakerphone?
No, I just got a crap phone.
Okay, fair enough. I respect that. I'm not going to cut him off for being poor.
Right, no F-bombs.
No F-bombs.
Proceed.
Go.
None at all. Yeah, obviously I've called you 3 or 4 times now, and I'm feeling
sexy
to tell you.
Yes.
So I thought I'd tell you that I've had like anxiety and stuff for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it's bad at the minute. But yesterday and today I've actually left the house on my own.
Here we go.
For 8 weeks.
Here we go. This is brilliant, Paul. Congratulations, man. Where did you go? Where did you choose to go?
Well, yes, I didn't choose to go yesterday, unfortunately. I had to go to a meeting with work, just to, kind of see where I am and how I'm doing and things. And today I just went to the shop and the cash machine.
Brilliant.
That was about it.
No, but that's brilliant. Yeah. That's brilliant, man. I totally get how that is a huge achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
How did you feel when you got back?
As soon as I left the meeting yesterday, I felt really sick, the news. But I was like, arms in the air when I got home and stuff. Really, just chuffed to bits, like.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
That's going to sound stupid to some people.
It will sound stupid to some people, but those people don't count. To a lot of people listening to this show, they get it. Yeah, so congratulations. You should be very proud of yourself.
I really am. Thank you very much.
Next, you're going to be hitchhiking all around the world for a year.
Yeah, and the thing is, that used to be me.
Yeah.
That was me. I want to get back to that,
Well, hang on. You actually hitchhiked around the world in a year?
No, but I went, I did some travelling on my own and stuff. Went to a few countries, went to Stockholm and Paris, Rome and a few other places on my own.
And then what? Was there a point? Was there an event that changed that forced you to get anxious and things, or did it just happen naturally?
There probably were trigger points. I lost my dad about 7 years ago when I was doing my teacher training.
Yeah.
And then I think the anxiety started about 4 years ago, and it was pretty much when my wife was pregnant with a little boy. And I don't know, it just kind of came on then. But this time, this trigger this time, because I stepped down tablets and stuff, and I was doing okay.
Yeah.
I'd had some time off work in the past, but I've been back in work for about a year or so, and I've been fine. I was out celebrating my birthday back at the start of December. And I got assaulted completely out of the blue.
Oh, man.
oh yeah, man, you guy headbutting me, I've got like broken cheekbone and stuff. So that set me back.
Oh,
but, you know, I'm on the mend. I will get it, buddy. I will. I just wanted to kind of let you know, the
Thank you, mate.
who I am, that's all.
Brilliant. I really appreciate that, Paul. I'm glad you shared that with us, and well done.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Take care. Ta-ta. We're going to play a little song to celebrate that. Well done, Paul. This is for you.
With your incessant talking, you're becoming a pest. Funny, 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 funny. Yeah, funny, yeah, funny, funny, jabber, funny, yeah, funny, funny, jabber, funny, yeah, funny, funny, yeah, jabber, funny.
Thank you. Did we do the quarter past break? Did. The break's been all over the place tonight. Very, very unprofessional tonight. I blame Puckrik's influence on you.
Oh, mayhem.
On you.
On me.
Because you sank to her level tonight, and you were showing off because your mate was here.
I was showing off.
Yeah. So?
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh, you were bossing me about so much.
Well, because I'm your boss.
You're not my boss.
Whoa. Let's just step out to the studio for a second. I'm totally the boss.
You're not my boss.
You were trying to show off because Katie Puckrik, she's an independent woman, and all. I get all that. But
we've been like messaging back and forth ever since
I know.
you came in.
I know you have. You embarrassed yourself tonight, Catherine. You let yourself down. You let women down tonight.
Dear.
I stood up for women, and you let them down.
You feel left out. Is that what this is about?
No, what it's about is the complete lack of attention you were giving me.
To you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Well done.
Okay.
We get it.
I think I got it.
We got it. Okay. Should we find another one of those Watco things?
Yeah.
Let me see what we've got here. See if we can find. The last couple have been quite heavy.
I mean, the last one.
Oh, what's this one? Aggro. Have we had aggro?
Well,
I don't think we've had aggro.
Feels like I've had a lot of aggro lately. Go on.
Right. So this is Ian Watkins, Watco, 5 minutes of aggro.
I get angry, so I actually had to go to anger management, and that's what I did. Last year, I had a course in anger management, and they taught us how to, if I'm going to get into an argument with anybody, is to get out the way. And I find it helpful.
If I'm honest, I hate
I was falling asleep.
But because of the jobs that I've done, leading organisations and sales,
you two are so funny together.
Businesses, to deal with conflict. The best advice I could give anybody is to nip things in the bud early. Is say things before they get out of control. Is be open and honest, really, because then you avoid conflict. But you avoid conflict by having conflict.
What?
If you understand what I mean, but have the conflict early. It's easier to solve a small problem than it is to solve a big problem, and if you don't confront something early enough, you'll end up with it later.
I've had some confrontations that I'm not proud of. I've had some fisticuff battles that I'm not proud of. But it's never been, it wasn't a situation where I caused the problem, it was a situation where I tried to diffuse the problem. And the blows were thrown, and it was like, you can throw your blows, but I've got a right to defend myself, so. But no, I've had some real bad arguments. And I've lost, as I said earlier, lost some friends over arguments. And I'm not always right. I'm not always
After
right,
this,
but it's not very often I'm wrong.
Loads of arguments. I'm terrible, I am. If I fight for my corner with everything and anything. If I treat people right, and I expect to be treated the way I treat people, and it doesn't happen. And if somebody says something, I only had something the other day on eBay, and I've made 6 phone calls over this, and I said, this person told me that this was going to happen, and it's not.
I had an argument with my mother many, many years ago because she bought both bikes. She had a tandem bike in blue and in red, and mine was blue. And no, it's the other way around. Hers was blue and mine was red. And she bought a really heavy bike, and I wanted a racing bike. And I always was annoyed that she bought this really heavy bike, which I found very difficult to ride. And then when I was about 14 or 15, a friend of mine from school was selling his racing bike, and I wanted a racing bike. And I said I wanted this bike. And I said, well, if you want that racing bike, you have to sell your train set. I said, what? Says, if you want to race, he says, you've had this, that, and the other this year. If you want a racing bike, you've got to pay for it. So you have to sell something. And I had to sell my trade set. It's the one thing that I've always really been annoyed about and angry with my dad about.
It was a geezer. When I was into gear, there was a geezer that used to come around with videos and he'd give you some to hire out to your neighbours. And because I was a junkie at the time, I got a bit behind. They come from Essex, these geezers, and you don't muck about with geezers from Essex. And I just got myself an old motor, and I didn't have the money to pay him, so he went away. Got up next morning, I went out to get the car, all my windows were smashed. I knew straight away who'd done it. All my windows were smashed. I phoned him, I said I'll get the money in a couple of days. Went over to his house, me and my brother. It was late at night and we had the money and we knocked on his door. His missus come to the door and the geezer's jumped out behind her and he's got this pole with a chain, like you see in these Hercules films with the spring sticking out the ball. And the geezer was going to go into one and we had the money. Well, no, we did have the money, but he didn't know who it was at first. He thought someone was having a go at the door.
So it's a medieval mace.
Yeah, metal spike things on that ball at the end of the chain, and they got the wooden bit, haven't they? I don't know if they're still mad over there, but they used to be mad.
Domestics, probably. I think once I spent all my wages on a sports car, and I didn't tell my wife until I got home, because I was so desperate. I passed my test and I wanted a sports car, and one came up in the paper when I was at work and it was payday. It was really naughty. I got some flack for that. It was a Spitfire, a Mark II Triumph Spitfire, which was alright a few weeks later when we recovered.
What were you having an argument about then?
We'll argue about anything. It's not often that I'll start it. Somebody can say something to me and I'll just kick off for no reason whatsoever. And I hate myself for it.
You mean I did the smallest thing you've had an argument?
About not putting any sugar in my coffee when they made me one. And it's gone on for 2 or 3 hours. I don't want to lose an argument, and the person involved don't want to lose an argument. I'll turn around and I'll say, right, if you don't put my sugar in my coffee, you'll be wearing it.
Oh.
Across the UK,
I love those.
online and on DAB, the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on talkRADIO.
Blasted rhetoric from the Banana Republic for
Do you
people
want to play
who
the ad?
think
Can you play the ad,
punishment
Beaver?
isn't
Do you want to
going
do that? I
nearly
think we'll have
far
the time.
enough. Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious, rebuilt, rebranded.
They're good, those things. I love them. I could listen to an hour of those.
Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
This morning from 10
on talkRADIO.
What?
Brexit on talkRADIO with the Times.
Days of doom.
The clock is ticking as the UK prepares to leave the European Union. Listen to the No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer this morning from 6:30, when she'll be joined by Times journalists to discuss the latest Brexit developments. Don't just be informed, be well informed with debate, analysis and opinion from right across the political spectrum. Brexit with Julia Hartley-Brewer, weekday mornings from 6:30 on talkRADIO with the Times.
Make the most of the extra day this bank holiday with great offers on leading brands at John Lewis, like savings on the Jamie Oliver by Tefal cookware range. And with the John Lewis price promise, you'll never pay more than you should, because we match our high street competitors' prices every day of the year. So whether you're hosting a dinner party for friends or cooking up your signature dish for the family, you're sure to impress your guests this bank holiday. Enjoy great offers in-store and online this weekend at John Lewis. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, can I help?
Could you tell me more about this kitchen?
Sure. It was conceived by Clive, our designer, brought into the world and assembled by Kate and Stefan. The worktops were lovingly nurtured by Dan. There are 197 pieces of wood, 82 joints, 510 screws.
Okay. Enjoy great. At Wren, we not only design, make and install our kitchens, we put our heart and soul into them. Visit us now for our spring sale. Offer applies when you buy 5 or more units.
Sorting out the shed, cleaning the car, giving the garden a going over? Instead, why not spend this bank holiday bringing colour to your home with help from your local Dulux Decorator Centre? Because from Friday the 4th to Monday the 7th of May, we've got great offers on tinted paint. 25% off all coverings, plus double Nectar points on all purchases. So for these and other offers, in-store and online, you'll be happy talking to your local Dulux Decorator Centre this bank holiday. Dulux Decorator Centre, centred on you.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On talkRADIO.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad. Oh
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Late Night Alternative, here till 1 o'clock, then Paul Ross takes over, then at 5 o'clock it's James Max. The switchboard is empty, guys. Nobody's calling in. This is Space Station White Noise.
Of course it is. I recognise that noise anywhere.
But where's it? I thought there would be, like bleeps and stuff.
No, it's a proper Have you ever been on the proper space station? Exactly what it sounds like.
Right, let's find Space Station. Let's find a Space Station sound effects. Let's try it. I want one that's got bleeps. Space Station sounds. Here we go. This will be better. Here we go. Space stations are quite boring.
Of course they're boring. That's why that Commander What's-It kept doing videos and playing his guitar. Tim What's-It? Steve?
Okay, this is Space Sounds. This is Station Cargo Hold.
Oh, it's going to be boring. It's just the luggage. What you want is like command post, like
yeah,
Captain's Bridge.
Captain's Log, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is the actual International Space Station.
It's going to be boring.
Hang on a minute. Here we go. This is this is by Chris Hadfield. Chris.
Colonel Chris.
No, it's COL.
Yep.
CHRIS.
Yep.
HADFIELD. So Chris. I guess that's a name. I don't know that name.
Colonel.
No. It's COL. Cole. And Cole Chris. This is Cole Chris. I think is an astronaut. This is a recording of the background noise of the US lab on the International Space Station, recorded by. He's Commander Chris Hadfield here. This is what normal life sounds like in space. Well, let's have a listen. This is great. Jesus!
Flipping heck, no wonder they can't hear you scream. Good one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's rubbish.
Rubbish.
I don't believe that guy. I don't believe Cole Chris. I think Cole Chris is, here we go. This is what a space station sounds like. This is like docking in a space station. Here we go. Oh, hang on, press the button. Here we go.
It's dead boring, isn't it?
Help us. Help us, we are dying. Our people are dying. Our people are dying. We are being attacked. I am the last of my kind. Apart from the children of my planet. My planet, the people are dying. We are being attacked. They are demanding. They have raped our planet of all its resources. Please help us. We are dying.
Winston Churchill.
We are dying. We are dying. Help us. Help us. We are dying. I cannot breathe your air. I'm dying.
Put your helmet back on.
I'm dying.
You're going to be 45 in about, what, 3 weeks?
I will not make 45. I am dying. 45 on my planet is a baby. We live for many millennia.
Good one.
I'm a baby.
Dear me, yeah, that's...
Let's go to Lee. Good evening, Lee.
Good evening. How's it going?
It's going all right, mate. What you got for us?
Good. I just thought I'd call. I'm calling from Canada.
Show off. Show off.
Wow. Well, I can now listen to the radio. When I was at home, I'd be sort of working pretty normal hours, but now I sort of finish off in the afternoon.
Beautiful.
And stick you lot on.
I try and finish off in the afternoon when I can. Well, listen.
You should try it.
So, how long have you been in Canada for, Lee?
It's coming up to a year.
Are you in... Whereabouts in Canada are you?
In Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only been to Montreal. That's the only place I know.
Yeah.
In Canada.
Well, I've been listening for about 4 or 5 years, but this is the first time I've rung in.
Hey, nice.
I've been a little bit nervous to.
It's a weird thing to do, calling into this nonsense. You know.
Strange.
Well, you've called in.
Well,
what do you have for us?
Yeah. I just wanted to just say hello, basically.
Hello.
Yeah.
My people are dying, Lee. My people are dying. Can you save my planet? Please save my planet. My people are dying.
4 years he's been waiting for this call.
No. It's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If you're an alien, right, and you just landed on Earth, right, who would you speak to? You'd speak to like the kind of people that phone this show. Imagine you land on Earth and you land in Birmingham, and the first person you meet is Alan Caddick.
That's why they say, take me to your leader.
But if you went to an alien planet, right, and Lee, you back me up on this, right? You go to an alien planet and you meet aliens, you would think all of the aliens are powerful, right? We talk about aliens coming to this planet to kill us, right? And we assume that all aliens are powerful. We forget that there'd be idiot aliens as well, as much as there are.
You're just your generic Alan Caddick type of alien.
Yeah.
He's just, you think he's the peak of all alien life.
Well, no, but there might be like sophisticated aliens, but there'd be thick aliens, there'd be dumb aliens, there'd be racist aliens, there'd be
clumsy
aliens, horny aliens, horny. There'd be fit aliens and MILF aliens. There'd be short aliens.
Tall.
Yes.
Aliens falling down the well.
Mention the well.
Mate, I thought I'd dip my toe in the water there.
Well done, Lee. I like it. I like this. I like Lee. I feel we can have a little bit of badinage. So you just phoned up to say hello?
Yes.
I feel I should go on.
I mean, I normally just listen to the podcast. Just like, when did I start listening? Maybe it would Taste Like Food. That was my first sort of encounter.
Class, people are still waiting for us to match the dizzying heights of Taste Like Food. I don't think.
I don't think you could ever top it. There are moments where I think this show is just, I don't know, it's out of this world.
Oh.
No, you know what? No, whatever you do, it's just brilliant. No matter how low it gets, I just love every moment.
Who's the best, Lee, out of me or Catherine? Who's the best?
Well, you know what? There's a good balance.
Yeah, I like this. Diplomatic.
There's no. I feel like, you know.
Don't be shy.
When Catherine pops in, I think, you know what? There's going to be a different kind of show.
Yeah,
I think
different. Brings it down a bit.
I think you act a little bit different when.
I have to work harder to try and keep the momentum of the show going.
Yeah, he does act a bit different, doesn't he? He acts thuggish,
yeah.
I think.
I have to work twice as hard.
It brings the child out of you, I think.
Yeah, well, okay, because like I say, Catherine just brings the vibe down, and I've really got to try and lift it for you guys, the listeners. You know, I am your servant. So the question was, Lee, who's the best out of me and Catherine?
The best at what?
Exactly.
At radio.
Ian, you are the best, mate.
Thank you very
You are
much.
the best.
That's it. That's
the
it.
Ultimate.
There we go. The ultimate. He said there.
He knows that will please you.
Yeah,
He knows I don't mind.
No, he knows that I like the truth.
Catherine doesn't need.
I don't need
I've got to be honest
fluffing.
with you, mate.
No, of course not, because she's not up to that standard yet, and I respect that, Lee. Lee said, "I'm the ultimate."
She's still working her way through the industry.
She from the bottom up, and she's really still at the bottom.
Learning from the best.
This guy is great. This guy. Why have we sent?
Can you not hear him laughing?
He's laughing at you because you're pathetic. Kat, why have we sent all the good guys to Canada? All the good guys, Lee.
That's it.
That's it, man. We sent all the good guys to Canada.
I don't. Actually, you're right. I don't know anyone else that we've sent to Canada.
Does Canada have a good history of serial killers, Lee?
Yeah. You know what? I've been listening to My Favourite Murder.
Oh.
Have you listened to that podcast?
No, I don't know that.
What's that about then?
I've not, but I like the sound of it.
You will love it. It's just these two American girls, and they bring up their two favourite murders.
Yeah.
And recently, they had one from Toronto. I can't remember. I think it might have been like a baby killer.
Oh God!
Pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark. It was so dark.
Well, I know what I'm going to do to help promote their podcast. I'm going to go and murder them.
Just one of them.
No, both. Going to kill them both.
Okay. Well,
but then no one would. No, there won't be. It's better if you just kill
Hey,
one.
listen,
And the other one can carry on the podcast.
Well, John Lennon's last album, Double Fantasies, is a stinker, right? It wasn't selling until he got shot. Then it went straight to #1 in the charts. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Lee. I can help those girls. Death is not the end of a career. In fact, for many people, it's just the beginning. Thank you, Lee.
Do it.
Can I give you some murdering advice?
Yes, please.
Something I've learnt through my years of murdering. Don't talk about it on the radio.
Oh no, I'm hiding in plain sight.
Oh right, okay.
So when they do get murdered, I'll go, "Oh, flipping heck, I was talking about that," and they'll go, "It couldn't have been him. He was talking about it," and I'm going to finger Lee.
Lee, how do you feel about that?
Please don't.
Lee, you're getting fingered.
Over the radio, it'd be quite hard to get fingered.
Well,
no, I'm going to tell the police that you murdered them.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, bring him over, mate. Bring him over. I'm sitting in Canada.
Well, you're nearer. You could just
hiding
drive
from
down.
other crimes that I've done.
There we go. Lee, nice to talk to you. I'm going to cut you off because I think you're a weirdo. Mark from Bristol has texted us.
Oh yes.
Just a minor point. If we went to another planet, we wouldn't meet aliens, as they would be the indigenous. We would be the aliens. Mark from Bristol.
Yeah, check your privilege.
Incorrect. They would be aliens. It's like when I go to France and meet French people, they're foreigners. Well, no, they are. They're foreigners.
To you.
Yeah. But they're French. They live in France, but they're foreigners. So I go to...
That's like saying, if you go to someone's house that you don't know, they're strangers, but you're the stranger.
Exactly, they're strangers. You're right. So if I go to Alpha Centauri 2, Alpha Centauri V.2, and I meet the dudes that live there, they are the aliens. They are aliens, and they are disgusting, and they need to be wiped out immediately. And that's why once I've been down on the planet and I've seen that there's alien life form and how disgusting they are, I'm going to beam back up. I'm going to aim the nuclear arsenal that I've got on my ship, and I'm going to nuke that planet into the Stone Age.
Can I just have a quick word with you?
Yes, sure.
It's 2018. We don't talk like that anymore.
Okay, I'm not talking about like foreigners on this planet. I'm talking about aliens.
It betrays a certain attitude that you've got.
Okay. The correct attitude. Attitude. Dirty aliens. Dirty aliens. They're weird penises on their heads and their vaginas in their ear. Disgusting, dirty creatures with their...
Whose penis is on their head?
The aliens' penises are on their head, and
were...
their vaginas are in their ears, and some of them have testicles as chins. So they deserve to be nuked. And I look forward to being the one. I look forward to being the one to nuke them.
Because they look different.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yes, I think so. Oh, my people are dying. My people are dying.
Now I know why you're talking like that.
Why's that?
Testicles on your chin.
That'll be it. Here we go. Race ace Lewis Hamilton is looking for love on celebrity hookup app Raya. The F1 star 33 has a profile on the site which aims to match influential people. A source said, someone made this up because listen to what the words are, Lewis has been swiping a lot of socialites in London and uses it when travelling. He's happy being single but would like to find the one eventually. Come here. You don't need to be shy.
I don't know how this thing works, but can you see who they've been choosing? I thought that only the person doing the swiping would know who's been swiped.
Lewis has been linked to several glamorous stars, but has not gone public with a partner since the end of his relationship with Nicole Scherzinger. Very sad.
Yeah.
Paul, very sad.
A moment's silence.
Yeah. Singer Ollie Murs, model Cara Delevingne, and presenter Kelly Osbourne. Do you remember? I liked Kelly Osbourne's album. I liked the album she did.
Well, no. Oh, she covered Papa Don't Preach, didn't she?
Yeah, I liked her record. I thought it was a good little record, that. Paul Ross has joined us. Good evening.
Morning.
You're right.
Oh, not bad.
We had Katie Puckrik in tonight. It's been a nice
I missed her. She's wonderful.
She's so brilliant.
I haven't seen her for a few years since we had a kind of a word get together about 5 or 6 years ago.
She's so good, man. Yeah. And we're trying to get her to I'm trying to get her or Kath to be my fill-in when I go instead of getting in other people. And
are you swayed a bit from the Kath path then?
Yeah, I think Katie's better than. No, I think I would like to hear Kath hosting the show. Or I'd like to hear Katie and Kath hosting the show. I just think it makes obvious sense to do it.
She's really good. She's one of these people that just comes in and it just slots in.
She had more stuff to talk about than we did.
Yeah,
She's done more prep than we had.
She called me this afternoon and ran some things past me.
Flipping heck!
That's rather worrying, isn't it? Worryingly professional.
Yeah,
I'm going to know on this station,
not
do
used
we?
to that.
I want to book some calls in. I want you to call me 3 o'clock every day. I want you to run through ideas for the show.
No, didn't Katie ring Kath?
No, I don't.
You're meant to ring...
We've got literally 60 seconds, Paul. Please. What's on your show tonight?
There's a massive koipu invasion in Italy. 2.5 million koipu, those giant rodents, have been unleashed in Rome, and they're breeding all along the Tiber.
I'm going to Google a koipu.
Koipu, yeah, C-O-Y-P-U. And the local mayor has come up with an interesting solution. He said we should hunt and kill them and eat them, so we have got a chef on who cooks rats, and he cooks other roadkill.
Oh, look at the state of their teeth.
They're big boys, aren't they?
Tusks, aren't they?
They're big, aren't they? And each female can have a litter of up to 12 koipu. So koipu on the menu tonight, and also when birds had teeth. We're going back to the Neolithic times, in fact before then, the Jurassic, when birds had teeth. And we're crossing live to India to find out why the Taj Mahal is turning green.
Because of the toxic rain or something?
Something like that, algae and pollution and all kinds of stuff.
Don't spoil it, he's going to tell them.
Well, I've done the answer, we can drop that bit now.
Ring me at 3 tomorrow, run the show.
All right,
there's no kind of illusion.
We'll do it again. Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock and James Max will be on at 5. Don't forget you can go and download the podcasts by going to Talk Radio, your usual podcast providers. New Rabbit Hole is up. I've just posted a link to that on Twitter. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much indeed, Paul, for coming in at the end and telling us what's coming up on your show.
And above all, thanks to Katie Puckrik.
We'll be back tonight at 10. Ta-ta!
Talk Radio.
Contact Talk Radio. Call 0344 499 1000. Text Talk and your message to 87222. Text costs 25p plus your standard network rate. Or you can tweet us at Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the Alternative Rich List, filled with the year's most inspiring people who challenged us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realizing success and a life of fulfillment. Investigate the